Hey, man. I ran a game off of my phone one time because I couldn't get.
I played in a game on my phone while I was driving in the car one day. I
Yeah.
had a 5 hour drive for work and played a whole session of D&D.
Dude, that is a great
I
way to
was
pass the time on a drive.
I had somebody
I
rolling
was
dice for me. I was like, roll my 20 for me.
All right. So we
I
are
was at
live now.
Chris's.
We're here for
Oh.
session 21 of Temple of Elemental Evil, but we have something special here that Dom, aka Tucktrin, Boldrick,
Driving in the car
Yeah.
one day. I had a 5 hour drive for work and played a whole session of D&D.
Dude, that is a great
I
way to
was-
pass the time on a drive.
I had somebody
I
rolling
was,
dice for me. I was like, roll my 20 for me.
I can't make the sound
All
of
right,
it. So
I was
we're
at
live
Chris's.
now. We're here for
Oh.
session 21 of Temple of. There we go.
What was that?
All right. It was when you start the live stream, it just starts playing. So like it's both, so we're talking and we're hearing a delay of whatever 15 seconds it is. So yes, as I was saying, show us what you've got there, Dom.
So I picked up the Black Series Trapper Wolf Star Trek or Star Wars helmet.
I can't hardly see it. You know what? Because your background is.
Yeah, let me turn the background off. Hold on.
Use your body to block it. Yeah, block it with your body. That's it. Or turn it off.
There you've gone. You've gone.
There we go.
Appearing into the mountains.
He's it.
Oh.
That's beautiful.
I always wanted one of them when I was a little kid. I could have jumped on my grifter and rode around the estate on.
So they
felt
had
like.
these at Ollie's today for less than $30, brand new in the box.
Wow.
At where?
At a place called Ollie's. It's like a discount retailer.
America.
Dude,
Place
if I
much
had
opportunity.
I would probably just like wear it. Like I just.
Well, you can. It's got lights and sound and all this. So if we ever play Star Wars, I have the helmet.
Oh, I do love Star Wars, Star Trek, anything with star in it.
I love them
Star
too,
Trek.
but
I love them both.
I haven't run either one of those games because I'm afraid.
I'm also
People
a fan
know
of
too much shit about
Stargate.
those games. They have too
Dare I
many
mention-
expectations.
Stargate.
Ooh,
Stargate.
I like Stargate.
Stargate.
It's cool, man. Very underrated, actually.
You know
Very
what?
underrated.
It's my second favourite star. Trek is my favourite star. Then
there you go.
Stargate.
There you go, brother.
That's
Star
that's why I like you.
That's
Trek
the
is-
right. That's,
Trek is-
Stargate.
that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Stargate, Star Trek, Star Wars for me. Sorry.
We're all good.
right. All right, so let's get into this now. So we'll do a little brief recap here, but there was because Chris wasn't able to be here last time. Okay, well, first of all, we said it was going to be 2 weeks. Last week, literally, there was some Dubai princes got involved with this whole situation. We could not play the game last week, but the last time we played, we did a little abbreviated session because Chris couldn't be here. Everything was sort of in the middle of a situation. The group of you had traveled finally to the Temple of Elemental Evil. And as you were scouting things out, standing sort of at the edge, the walls, the 30-foot, the crumbling 30-foot tall walls that surround the courtyard and the temple at the center of that courtyard, you're kind of hanging out around there, observing essentially a prisoner transfer. There was a number of supplies being dropped off by bandits loyal to the temple, including several slaves. A couple of shady-looking characters helped to bring them all into the temple. And you noted that there were several slaves that were brought into the temple as well. And we're kind of watching that now. As they started to move away, the bandits, after they had been paid and they started to move away, there was a sergeant that was kind of standing and seeing them off, watching them as they were leaving. And JB, while he was sneaking, stepped on a rock and caused a small rock fall and drew the attention of this older veteran. And you knew that it was only moments before this man would raise the alarm. So you murdered him in cold blood. It went fairly well. Two of these ravens that were perched atop the single remaining tower that's at the northeastern corner of the temple complex area they flew off. They looked like normal sized ravens, but some sort of crazy illusion or something was disguising their true form. As they came towards you, they grew massive in size, and they were these giant ravens. You were able to sort of fight them off. They went flying back towards the tower. You killed the sergeant before he was able to raise the alarm. You pulled his body away and made your escape. The group then hid the body in the woods, dragged the body out to the woods, actually didn't really hide him, kind of just like put him in the woods, and moved off to do some camping and to sort of recalibrate, heal up, regain spells, and all of that. So the group of you had done just that, and Roland had been just exceedingly drunk, but you wake up the following morning. Again, it's like this hot, dry environment during the day, but it's almost desert-like in some ways overnight. So it's like gets very cold. It was a cold, shivery night, and your dreams were filled with nightmares and terrible visions, reminiscent of the grotesque sculptures and designs around the Temple of Elements of Evil. And you all wake up the following morning. You're about, 20 minutes, half an hour from the temple. You kind of got a safe distance away, and you all wake up refreshed, take the time to memorize and pray for spells, clean your weapons, get your gear all ready to go. And we will start right from that moment. So the five of you are gathered around the dying embers of your campfire, finishing off breakfast. What would you like to do?
So we have finished off, and everybody here is here, I assume.
Where is here?
So we're off in the woods.
In the woods?
Nearby.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look around. Here. What a strange word.
Yeah. I feel rested.
They're not all there.
Is it now time for us to enter this temple and see what evil is plaguing this land?
I better get dressed then.
Good plan. Good plan.
Probably a good idea. But you probably put on some shorts if you want to keep fighting evil today.
Yes. Roland, he's undressed. He's probably got a pair of pants on. Well, we say Y fronts or underwear. So that's probably all he's in. And he's eating some beans for breakfast. He's stubbled all over his chin. His eyes are droopy, bags under his eyes from the drinking. His body looks taut and well muscled. There's scars across his back where he's been whipped. Scars across his knuckles and arms. And he simply just picks up his chain and puts it on. And then just steps into some leather trousers, pulls them up, attaches a few buckles across here and there. Some sturdy boots that look like they could crush your skull. And then he stands up, hefts his sword over his back, ruffles his hair, and he's ready to go.
He's leaving the plate mail behind, is he?
Well, like I said, I don't know where we are. Are we going local? I don't want to make a noise. Or are we going directly in? But sometimes he just wears leather and hides and stuff.
Well, I believe JB would be the expert on entry tactics.
That's what your mom said.
I throw a cast iron pot at him.
Hang on. Saving throw. File. Roland falls on the floor for DC.
You get 100 XP. That was amazing.
I throw a cast iron pot at him, though. I really do. It's got all the dirty beans in it and everything. Just throw it right at him.
He dodges over the chuckles of your companions. So there's the area that you're in, is you kind of moved away from the temple far enough that you I guess you as I was mentioning, the plant life and everything is all twisted and deformed closer to the temple. So you kind of moved. You decided to set up camp once you got kind of outside of that area where it's not quite as terrible, but it's pretty thick forest over here. I mean, this is like untapped forest.
I wonder what made the trees go like this. I'll do a pose.
I don't know. I don't like it. So,
How far is the temple from here? I seem to forget exactly where we are.
a couple hours? Like
Really?
a 2-hour walk? 1 hour walk?
Half an hour.
Half
Half
hour
Half
walk?
an hour.
Very well then. Put the direction. Let's go. Come, let's move
Yeah,
towards the temple.
I grab my bag and all my items. I kick out the fire, take some dirt on the fire.
Hmm.
Do you not have the piss on the fire thing in your community? We piss on the fire at the end.
Not inside
No.
of stone corridors, inside of mountains. The
Oh.
smell would be unbearable.
I wonder what that would be like to be inside something with a roof so sturdy and tunnels so deep and long.
Well, perhaps if we ever survive this, you can visit the mountain.
Might have to crouch everywhere you go, though.
I'm veiled, piddling in the background. I'm veiled. Veil. There's a veil on my couch at the moment.
I feel we'll be underground soon enough.
I'll catch up with the players. Run behind and catch up.
All right, so you're
Okay.
heading towards the temple. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
as you get closer and closer, you can see, as you recall, it's quite overgrown. So it's not easy to really see what's going on. It's kind of hard to see really much more than like 15 feet in any direction. I mean, you know where you're going, so it's not really particularly hard. But I mean, it's still pretty overgrown, and it's ominous because as you're moving, you hear, chittering noises in the distance or shadows flittering in the out of the corner of your eye, and you look towards it and nothing is there. It's disquieting. And as you approach the temple, and you can start to see it in the distance again, you can see those grotesque imagery that decorates both the crumbling walls and then the temple beyond. You're approaching basically from the north, slightly to the east, so you can kind of see where you're at. And I'll describe it for those people who can't see our map here that we have up on Roll20. But the wall is sort of crumbling, and you can see as you're heading down from the north to the south, and you're looking at those walls, you see to your left is that tower. The tower is a good 50 feet tall. It's about as tall as the peak of the temple within, which you can see rising over the crumbling walls. There are, dark portals that make up the where the arrow slits are, and you once again you see a couple of those ravens sitting atop the tower, and they seem to be just like ordinary sized ravens. But you're hearing sounds of like nature and all of that as you're moving around, but it's sort of disturbing, weird sounds.
Whoa. What a good scene setting by the GM there. Okay, I go, whoa. Look around. I crouch on the ground a bit, actually, as we move. I presume we stop occasionally to look at stuff.
Let's establish marching order here, and we'll fall back to this marching order on every occasion that it needs to be fallen back upon. Is it typical Tuctor and Roland up front?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we have a saying in our community that the first wolf is the wolf most likely to die. I am happy to be first wolf.
As am I. I have no issues.
Then we share, I say, and I pat him on the back.
Marcus will
I
take a position
I-
How
behind.
often?
I give him the nod.
Death will meet one of us first, brother. Ha ha ha. I laugh.
Considering how often I'm first, I'll be happy to share. But I'll take up the rear and just guard the rear with my bow.
Rear is the most important position. The most in my community. It commands. It observes. It is
You heard
ready.
that, guys.
Marcus,
The rear is the most important position in his community.
Man.
Just another D&D session. Where is Grey Ash kind of taking the center? Grey Ash and Tarkus.
Yeah, I'll stick in the middle. On the way back to the temple, I'll recast armor
Protect the glass
myself
cannon.
with my last blessed leather. I thought that should be fine.
Okay. So we'll do Tuktrin, Roland, Tarkus, Grey Ash, and then JB.
Mm.
That's singular file, but if we do double, it'll be me and Tuktrin at the front.
I have you kind of like side by side.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But when honor and nobility is required at the front, it'll be Tuktrin. And when ego,
it's chaos and mayhem is him.
Yeah, it'll be
Roland.
All right.
Guard us well. Do not let us be attacked from the back. I look round.
Mm.
And I watch the spell casting, curiously, because I've hardly seen any spell casting ever. So I watch him do spell.
Yeah, I just got like a strip of leather that I speak an incantation to, and it sort of just burns away. And I guess the ash of the leather just like diffuses into me and just seems to fortify me from attack somehow.
Wow.
Very cool.
Rob, I'm going to swap over to my phone because this is not working on my computer. I'm going to click join meeting now, okay? And get off on this one. Oh, that wrecking, it won't wreck your cast, will it?
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry, brother. This is just not working on mine.
Don't even worry about it. All right, so you're standing probably, I'll say, I mean, you're 100 feet away from the walls. What would you like to do?
Approach.
All right, so you move up towards the wall.
We should keep an eye out in case they have increased guard from the last time.
All right, Grey Ash, make a perception check. David, make a perception check for Grey Ash.
We should send the drow forward to scout. I can hold the rear.
So I want to be high or low? I rolled an 18.
You want to be low.
Damn. Of course.
So you're like, you look towards everybody else and you're like, we really got to keep our eyes open. And like, you like kind of root.
Falls asleep.
Fuck's sake. Every time.
Do you know, I say, as we creep through the bushes to make our way closer, I'd never considered how handy a really a much smaller, stout warrior is at the front, I say, patting Tuktrin on the helmet.
What are you doing?
I could easily fire my crossbow above him as he moves.
Rest it on his head or what?
You could.
Exactly.
Your people really do amaze me. We have so much in common between. It's just strange that we are at war so often. I'm not even on the fork. I've just got a real problem with identifying as well.
It is unfortunate.
How close to the temple, my blade, Ickers.
All right, so the temple walls are huge. I mean, like the walls itself, they expand out a good, 700-800 feet, like in
holy shit,
a width. I mean, it says one square equals 30 feet. I just counted them.
Wow.
Squares, so it's 900 feet. The length of the walls. They're about 30 feet tall. The temple itself is, of course, smaller, but it's still quite large. And you make it kind of up towards the walls, and everybody can go ahead and make a perception check. With I'm gonna give JB, I'll give you a +2 bonus just because you're of your noise.
Oh, that's the one. I need to find the dice box.
I know, but I know. Brother, I was just struggling. Where are we going to roll dice today, Rob? Where do you want us to roll?
Right, dice with your hands.
Oh, okay.
Where are you going to roll? I'm rolling in front of you with your hands.
Visible dice.
Yeah, then. D20. Pass by 1.
15. I don't know if that's a pass.
What's your
I
perception?
don't
at?
think it is. I'm just loading up my character sheet to look.
Well, I rolled a 2, so I heard everything.
Oh yeah, JB, you definitely hear it.
I rolled
I
11 of
failed
12,
by
so
1.
I made it. I made it by 1.
JB's like, the one on the left has got piles, and the one on the right's a virgin.
My helmet shrouds my vision.
I
All right,
was just
so
doing the
you-
math. I'm like, if I don't roll a 20, I'm gonna make it. And I was like, watch, I'll get a 20 now. But nope, 2.
The group of all of you, you're like kind of like traipsing through the forest a little bit, getting closer and closer to the wall, and then you hear the sounds of conversation. When you hear the sound of conversation, it sounds like there's 2 people in conversation, and I'll get to what you hear. But what would you like to do when the moment you hear the noise? Now, this is, of course, Tarkus doesn't hear it. Is he the only one that failed?
Did you want me to roll again?
Yeah, you can roll again.
Okay.
You wouldn't have a chance to hear it distantly, but now
Oh,
you're
what?
like right up on it.
I freeze when I hear.
I stop, and I would like to use detect noise to try to hear them better if I can.
You don't even need to, brother. You got a 2
Cool.
on your roll, and you had a +2 bonus, so you're going to hear it.
Awesome.
All right, so you stop. Tarkus is like still talking, traipsing through the forest. Everybody else stops.
Yeah, stop, kneel down, look around.
I look around and see what everybody else is
Stop.
doing. And
Yeah, you
what's
see you're
going
like-
on.
Stop, Tarkus. What's that sound?
Yeah, you see Tarkus and Roland stop, and then you kind of Tucktrin and Roland stop, and Tarkus, you notice them. But
I raise my fist like Vietnam style, when they go whoa with a hand, and then crouch to signal to everybody visually that we're stopping and crouching.
Everybody except for Tarkus hears these sounds of the voices. JB hears the sounds of these 2, like you hear these 2 men. They're walking side by side, and you hear like one of them says, "I'm so sick and tired of having to do these patrols. Sergeant got what was coming to him." He says, and then the other guy says, or you hear another voice that says, "You better keep your mouth shut, Justin." He says, "Sergeant was a good man. You say that again, I'm going to knock out what remaining teeth you got." He says, "That said, I'm sick and tired of this too."
Mm.
And they're just kind of traipsing along. They keep talking, they're just having like random
Yeah,
conversations.
just kind of let them go by.
Have we got eye on them? Or do we just hear them?
I'm gonna say JB, maybe. Yeah, you start to see them, JB. Like you can, they're sort of patrolling. They're patrolling along the wall, where it's a little less overgrown, just simply because there's like been some rockfall and such, so it's stifling the weeds and stuff a little bit more than like where you guys are, and because you didn't notice them as close as maybe would have been ideal, you're stopped. They're passing maybe 30 feet, 15, 20 feet, 25 feet, 30 in front of you.
Oh.
You want to see?
Just crouch really low and don't say anything.
They don't seem to notice you.
Okay.
I look at the rest of the party. I look at the archer, JB. What's his character?
They don't
called?
seem to be particularly like watchful. You might say. I mean, they're patrolling,
Yeah.
but they're not particularly watchful.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, like one of the guys has they each have short bows. They're wearing one of the guys has a spear. Other guy has a long sword. The tougher sounding guy has a long sword. Big, huge, dark skinned man. The sort of skinny, tall, skinny, whiny, complainy guy has a short bow, and he's kind of like walking with his spear. Occasionally you see him like he's like stabbing at like a lizard that's like moving through the rocks or something like that.
He called him Justin, but I swear his name is Frank.
He's moving. They're moving clockwise around, so they kind of pass in front of you and are continuing around in the direction towards the tower.
But only JB can see them, yeah?
He sees them at first.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Do they have
Yeah, they pass like right in front of us, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're like they are. You're like you stop and they're essentially 20.
Rob.
Yeah.
Do they have any identifying marks of a faction?
Let's see here.
Do they wear like a same coloured, I don't know, something like an armband or anything or are they just fucking, we don't know what the fuck they are?
Yeah, I mean they just look like regular old brigands.
Brigand. Yeah, so they might not have nothing to do with the temple. Because I was just wondering if a prisoner of war might be handy to just question. I don't do, torturing games at all. Hate it. But I thought some questioning or disguise might help us if we could get.
Well, we did Lions and Veils at the start of this, and we kind of didn't put any limits. So if you feel uncomfortable with torture, we can say that won't be included. But in general, we were just kind of like, don't be a dick about it. So like,
don't be a dick about it. I don't want to hear what you're doing to them, but I understand that
like
you're going to
go
torture
into graphic detail.
Just say like I torture them for information. You don't go any more than that.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, so well, I'll just look at the party. Then it's up to them.
All guards were dispatched now. The few will have to dispatch later.
Jump them.
They might have information. They might not. We might reveal our hand. We might not. It is up to you.
Kill the strong one. Whiny one might give up.
Perhaps speak to them. They don't seem satisfied with their employment anyway.
Well,
that is true.
Perhaps we can send them back to. Oh God! Sorry, Dominic is forgetting the name of the town we started in. Hommlet. Thank you. Perhaps they could take up employment with Byrne and Hommlet.
No,
that is so close to the temple that if someone shouted, you'd hear it from the temple.
Do we really want to give Byrne more foot soldiers though?
No.
If they shouted, maybe not. Maybe not. It would be questionable on whether or not if someone shouted they would hear them.
I am here to save my brethren and destroy evil. These two do not strike me as evil, unless you send something that I do not.
That's a well said opinion, because I myself have been in evil armies, as you might call them.
Yeah.
Either we move now or we wait. Like
you might be able to bribe.
Yeah, they're moving. They're moving farther. They're moving. They've kind of passed you now, and they're moving.
The moment's gone.
Yeah, they're not moving fast. Like they're just dicking around, kind of. But like they're moving away from you. So if you want to do something, they're moving
now be the time.
Their way.
Do you know what?
Here's what I'm thinking. These guys look like really, really lazy guards. We don't want to take them out and have to deal with attentive guards.
I agree.
It's true.
So if we're going for the temple, we're gonna have a better chance with these two losers wandering around up top.
Let's wait for them to round the other edge then.
Let's be ready to kill them if they make us, but let's hope it doesn't come to that in this game.
Yes, why make matters worse? Like the lady who swallowed a fly.
I just say, why waste an arrow?
No, I just think I don't mind the arrow, but yes, if we kill them, indeed you are correct. They will become more attentive. Best to just let them go. We will only start a fire
if we kill them as such.
And we didn't start the fire.
It was always burning.
Mhm.
That's a really bad joke. Billy Joel is not good. I don't know what we're doing right now, Pete. All right, so you
Find the lyrics, guy.
there's a so like at one point, kind of where you're approaching now, so you get kind of close up to the wall. They've moved on, and you're up close near the wall. Now you're sort of near this. You're nearing the center point of the northern wall. There used to be a portal that you could have stepped through here, like there was an opening, but at one point it seems like it was broken, devastated, something along those lines, and it was. I think I might have described this last time. It had fallen, like the gate had fallen into sort of a pile of rubble. And it looks like since that time, additional rubble has been added to it to create like a little bit of a makeshift wall that's more like a giant pile of stones. You know what I mean? So like there's kind of this giant pile of stones that looks like it was, through an entryway. But other than that, there isn't, and I mean, that's not even a gap through the wall. It's just like it was a gap. There is no actual opening in the northern part of the wall. But you're kind of there. You're at the northern wall at this point.
It's just a place where the rubble is more rubbly than other parts.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It would probably be slightly easier to climb than like the regular rest of the wall, but like it's not an opening.
I have an idea. Why don't we just stay here? I'll point to the back wall, JB. We seem to have somebody light of foot. Why don't you just make one circuit? And we'll wait here. That way we'll be able to time how long the guard takes to pass round, and you will know if there is a better entrance. We could sit here quietly.
That is a good idea.
Mhm.
I have no problem with that, but let's be quick about it.
Well,
Let me just let me do that.
We'll be as quick as these two are. But yeah, you guys stay out of sight. I'll follow them around, moving quietly and hiding in any shadows that might be there. Time how long it takes for them to go around. Hopefully they don't go into the tower and trade out.
The best thing we can do is follow them with a thief and watch what they do. Watch the walk, and then we time the walk, or Tuckdrin or somebody with a brain can time the walk, and then we can re-meet and then probably get a better entrance point and then get in that fucking temple. I need money. I say, we need to get into the temple. There's loot in there.
Excuse
All right,
me, but
Pete.
the role of selfish, greedy guy has already been filled.
There's room for two.
All
I
right,
call shotgun.
All right. I call pearl handled pistol.
Pete, what's
The fuck is a shotgun?
what is JB's, like, how is JB following them? Describe to me how JB follows them. I mean, you're keeping a distance, but describe everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keeping a distance, I'm going to hug the wall as best I can, but I'm going to move silently, sort of below them, and a few steps behind, and I'm going to listen for their movement so that I make sure I stay pretty level with them.
Okay. You're moving silently. What's your move silently percentage?
Move silently and hide in shadows are both at 50% in case there's any shadows. My detect noise to keep tabs on them without seeing them is at 45.
You don't even need to worry about the detect noise. You're going to get that. Okay.
They're loud enough when they talk? Cool.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead and give yourself 2 ticks for thief abilities. Now you follow them along the path, and I'm gonna open up the map here. So you follow along the wall and are able to kind of get a better sense of what things are looking like. And I'm going to give you a bit of a description here as I'm unlocking the map here just for your group. But one thing that you notice is that when you round the tower area, that to the southern edge of the tower, there is kind of like this spot where the wall has essentially fallen completely down. So I wouldn't call it like an easy pathway through, but you could, people could move through it like single file. Definitely.
And what you're talking about?
I'll ping it, but it's a, let's see here. Can you see that on the map?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah, I think so.
It's right just to the south of the tower. There's this like kind of space you could kind of creep through. Anybody could creep. It's big enough. I mean, Tuck-Turn would have to turn sideways.
As you do.
Okay.
So it's not a man-sized entrance.
Right. And I'm going to let you kind of see a little more here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to try to track how, what can I see from there? What sort of entrance is available? If I can see any at all, but just a better idea of what's on the other side. I'm guessing the big black spot in the middle is the temple itself. And the outer black spots are the interior of the wall we just haven't seen yet. Wonderful.
See here, I'm just kind of like, you can't like, see every detail here, but I'm just gonna open some of this up here. So there's this. You can see that there's like this devastated building that is kind of blocked. You know what? Let me open this up a little bit more. There's a devastated building not too far through the gap. Maybe, I don't know. It's a, I think I actually have this. Probably 35 feet from the gap. There's it used to be a building. It's all collapsed. It's like, you just see the stone foundations, weeds grown crazy out of it. There's a pathway that leads from, you can't actually see the door of the tower from where you are, but you know that the door is there because, you have a sense that the door is there. There is, but you can see this path, this sort of footpath, I guess you might say, that heads in a southwestern direction towards this like forested area in the courtyard. It looks like maybe at one time it was kind of manicured or like planned plantings, but now it's kind of grown wild. But there's this forest. And that's pretty much it that you can see, through that area. You don't see any guards or anything around right now. So you continue to follow? If you want to do something else.
Did the guards go into the tower, or did they sort of bypass the tower and keep on?
No, they just kept going south. Yeah, they didn't go in that. They didn't go through that little path, little passageway through the wall, and they just continued to move south, essentially near the wall.
Okay.
Same old same.
No, I'm gonna go.
Conversation.
I'm gonna go back. I'm going to let the group know approximately how fast they're walking and give sort of a best estimate about how long it'll take them to get back. Ballparking it. But
Make an intelligence check. Make an intelligence check.
Good question. 14. 8.
All right. Yeah, you think it'll probably take them about an hour to go around the whole thing.
All right. So I'll get back. I'm going to let them know that the pace they're going, they'll be back around here in about 45 minutes. But I see a building in between the tower and the forest that might give us some cover to plan a more direct route. Mm-hmm. Get inside, get some recon, and not have to worry about the wall. We'll have a better set of eyes on the inside.
The tower still calls to me.
That being said, if they see us, it could also be the perfect place for them to take us out from all sides.
Let's go.
Let's move in.
Very well.
All right, so you're gonna go in, you're gonna go over towards that gap.
Yeah.
I start stalking over towards it, Rob.
Very good.
I got my bow out that I'm terrible with, just in case.
All right, how are you approaching this area? Describe to me how you and your party are approaching this area.
I'll take the lead this time, since I've been this way before.
Yeah.
I'm being as stealthily as possible in bronze plate.
I'm dwarf stealthing, which basically means I'm just walking right to where I'm going.
I love the dwarf. I do really love the dwarf.
I'm looking out
shuffling.
for birds.
I'm jungle shuffling. So, like, you know, crouch.
I forgot about the birds.
Quick move, crouch. Quick move, crouch. Who are we kidding? I'm a fighter. Fucking hell, in plate mail. That's the point, Rob. If I'm not got my plate mail on, I get it on now.
I mean, you can have whatever on you want.
Yeah. I don't wear it all the while because it's just too classy.
So what I do, Rob, is this is my attempt at stealthing. I'm gonna put my axe in shield away, and I'm gonna take out my dwarven heavy chain, which is my other weapon that I rarely use, because it's a giant metal chain that's just, you know, hanging there making noise. So I'm gonna hold it and use that as my main weapon right now, so it's just not making a bunch of noise while I walk. That's my attempt at stealth.
Well, by dwarven standards, you're being a ninja right now. But
right now, yes.
But compared to everyone else, you're being like a tank rolling through the middle of down. You know, like
exactly.
middle of the forest.
It's fine.
As you can see, like the branches moving as Tuctron.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see the rustling. Like.
Trees bend to move aside for him.
I move alongside loyally. I think to myself, this wolf might not be very good at stealth, but he will be good up front. Like, so I'm sticking next to the dwarf as well. We're all centered on the dwarf. JB's ahead, I think, is how I'm imagining it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm leading off.
JB's in front.
Yeah, totally in front. Like,
because I was here before.
Are you sneaking?
I'll take up
JB,
the
are
red
you
to keep
just
an eye
like,
on the
wizard? I guess you can't sneak too much because you need your friends to see. Well, they see you, so they you know, you can't hide in shadows.
I can move silently and sort of stay to myself. Hopefully these fools will step where I step and not make too much noise.
Yes. Follow closely, observe. It's like that bit in Vietnam, innit?
And then failed the roll, so I stepped on something myself.
Yeah, it's like Vietnam, innit? When the brave, like black dude has to go ahead, like 30 foot, you know, and make sure there's no fucking spike traps. It's like that, innit?
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why the girl gotta go first?
There's no traps in this game, it's fine.
Yeah, there's no traps. Temple of Elemental Evil is a trap-free zone.
It is a one big trap.
It's the only 2E module with no traps.
Just the 5th edition version is trap-free. The you know, just we don't want anybody's feelings to get hurt. So that's me. That's a cheap shot.
5e literally doesn't have save or die. Like, it's not a thing. Even Cloud Kill doesn't kill.
Power would kill, but not kill.
Yep.
Fuck me,
well,
man.
Power would kill, I think, and the Banshee.
I ain't even going to get into this, but I signal to JB's character. I forgot his name again. What's your name, JB?
Pete.
Sorry. What?
Well, my name is Pete,
He's
but
the
my character name is JB.
Oh, okay. And I send to the other dwarf, and whenever he moves, I move. Whenever he moves, I move, and I just try to move in as quickly as I can, and I try to move the party with us. Come on.
All right, Roland. Let's see here. Roland and Tuctrin, what are your ACs without any dex bonus?
Right.
I don't have a dex bonus, so
I have a dex bonus of 1. What is my AC?
I have no dex bonus, so right
I'm
now
AC
3.
I'm AC 0, but that's with my shield and my +1 plate. But without my dex, I'm AC 1. So I got 15 dex.
All right, so you're like traipsing through the forest, and JB's like a ninja. I mean, like he's so quiet, like he's stepping on dry leaves without making noise at this point.
Wow.
Take another deep skill. He's up further ahead, and being extremely quiet. Tuctrin and Roland, however, are not. And suddenly there's like a thunk, and you look and you can see Roland, there is an arrow sticking out of your shield.
Which
And
direction is it facing?
And Tucker, you can see that there's an arrow like in the ground, like right next to you, like a shot missed you. But there's like an arrow like in the ground. And it clearly came from the direction of the tower.
Oh,
It's coming
no.
like down at a downward angle.
Right, yeah, so it wasn't like a bunny trap. It was like, I have been shot upon.
Okay.
And
So-
JB at this point is like basically up kind of near, like against the tower to a certain extent. You guys are like more like 30 feet back. He said he wanted to be 30 feet in front. So like you're about
Right.
30 feet back from that.
Well, there
Well-
is no more. There is no more element of surprise. Is there any way? Is there any cover anywhere? Or-
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
cover everywhere. There's cover
Duck
all
behind
over.
cover. Duck behind
Yeah.
cover, Rob.
Yeah,
Find
yeah,
you
a
guys
body
can
or a
like jump
trunk.
behind boulders and trees. It's like everywhere.
Yeah.
There's cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna,
I'll go
gonna
for a
take some.
boulder.
Gonna take some cover.
And I'll
We
We
warn
should
the
get to the
rest.
door.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some cover and start moving from cover to cover to try to get closer to the doorway.
I'm going to taunt fire. I say, I will attract their fire. So, like, basically, once we're all in cover, I'm going to try and stand up and make myself a target. I'm not going to run directly to the tower. I'm going to run as a target to get shot at again, and hope that takes the fire that allows my compadres to move forward.
All right, so you're
Um,
running there. Okay, so you're kind of like trying to draw their fire. I love
Yes.
that idea.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great idea. So yeah, Roland just, without discussing any sort of plans, starts running through the dodging and weaving and stuff like that, and shouting and drawing attention. I think we ought to roll initiative, guys.
Okay. Whereabouts are we? Are we like still on this side of the tower?
Yeah, you're about 30 feet away from the tower. I would say, let's call it, maybe here. Kind of like right
Okay.
here. And I'm going to say JB is more
Mm.
like up here. Kind
And
of.
I see.
And there do not. And JB, you look up and you can see. I mean, you don't see anybody, but like there's you see an arrow shoot out of the slot. It's up. It's higher than you are. It's a level up. So it's like a good. I would say that the slit probably starts maybe 12, 14 feet up off the ground, and continues up from there. It looks like just a dark, shadowy portal from where you are. Narrow portal from where you are. All right, so let me get initiatives. What you got, David? What's Grey Ash's initiative?
3.
Are we rolling individual initiative or 2-on-1?
Group initiative, yeah.
Oh, that's right. So we rolled. Grey Ash rolled a 3. Okay, that'll be the
Yeah.
group initiative. Let's go through declaration phase then. Grey Ash, what are you doing?
Sprinting for the gap.
Okay. Tuctrin.
I'm moving towards it from cover to cover
Okay.
because I don't run as fast as everybody else.
Luke, what's Tarkus doing?
Tarkus will head for the gap.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you in just a second, Pete, about JB. And Chris, Roland is trying to draw fire, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I bursted out first. So they will shoot at me.
Is he running? Is he staying there to draw fire, or is he going to run around the tower?
Yeah, I run once around the tower, and like really, to be honest, I am drawing fire, so I'm not really dodging that much either in my plate mail. I'm more tanking. moving forward at a good rate, but not ridiculous that I might fall on something in front of me. I've got my shield
Fair.
up, and I'm fucking looking and like up at them, and like giving them menacing looks and moving, trying to get them to shoot at me.
All right, and then finally, JB, you're the only one who doesn't seem to have been. You just see all of your friends start running towards you, basically, like in as maniacs. You know where you are. They can see you because they saw you move away, but you're being really quiet and like barely perceptible. So you're kind of like in a hidden position. What do you want to do?
But I either noticed the arrows coming out, or I saw the arrows hit the ground, and I looked up and saw where they came from.
Yeah, and like you're looking there and you see I mean, this is all happening quickly, so there's a cut. You see your arrows flying out, but narratively, it's only one arrow per round. But you see arrows shooting out. So, what would you like to do?
What sort of light is coming out of there? Like, if I back up a few steps, would I be able to possibly aim into the arrow slip and hit someone?
It looks dark to you from where you're standing, like really dark.
Get a good shot, I can hit someone. Otherwise, I take my position.
It's not easy to shoot through an arrow slit from outside and below. I mean, it would be an expert shot.
I think it's like -10.
It's about as hard as a shot as you can possibly take.
Yeah, it's -10 in the old rules. Or -8.
It's -8, yeah. But I'm trying not to just be totally mechanical in my description.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
There's like 2/3.
All right, so you're just gonna sneak around then.
Yes, if it looks like Roland is drawing all their attention and they don't see me, I'm just gonna keep on going for the gap.
All right, everybody starts running. A couple of shots come firing out at Roland. One of them pierces into him. And that is gonna be a D8. And that is 4 points of damage you take as an arrow sticks into you in a gap as you kind of are dodging and weaving. The rest of you are able to make it quickly through the forest as Roland is drawing all of their attention with his yells and screams. And you pull around to the tower and start squeezing through that side gap. With double movement rate when you're running, is that what it is?
It depends. You can move at 4 times your movement rate, but then you get no shield, nothing, ambush, and you can move at ×4. Or if you run like run, you lose other things. Yeah, it can be a lot. I was quite surprised if I can move at D&D. I think you should just rule, Rob.
I'm just going to make it easy. You're all able to make it around, around the edge and sort of into that space where you can sidle through the gap. And Roland, I'm going to say that although you rushed out first because you're kind of trying to draw their attention, and I'm actually going to say Tuckdrin because you were kind of dodging back and forth, and you're also slower. The two who were leading are no longer in the lead, and instead, Tarkus and Grey Ash kind of meet up together with JB. All at that gap, and all of you are going through the gap.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, so I will take point through the gap. Tarkus will take point.
Okay, you sidle through the gap.
I'm going through the gap, but I'm also, as soon as I'm through, I'm going to climb the wall and see if I can sneak up on the guy shooting the Roland.
Rock on, Faith.
All right, so you're going to continue around the tower. So here's the deal: there are 2 arrow slits that were being fired at from the northwest, and those were the ones where the arrows were coming out at you guys. There are also 2 more additional arrow slits looking in towards the courtyard, flanking the door that you see as you go through the sidled gap. So what would you the 2 arrow slits that are facing in towards the courtyard are actually more like ground level. They're a little elevated above ground level. There's a few stairs that lead up to the door. You see the door. It's a heavy wooden door. It's oddly wide. It's an 8-foot wide door, 12-foot tall, wooden door, and it has this big ass chain on it with this huge fat lock on it. and a bar.
Very cool.
Fuck.
And it is barred from the outside. Like, it's locked.
It looks barred and locked from the outside. That's right.
Fucking hell.
Just gonna go on through.
Okay, so let's go back around to initiatives here. As Tuctrin and Roland come rushing through last, all of you are kind of gathered in a sort of staggered way, right in front of the tower.
Okay.
We're going to re-roll the next initiative for the next group, and we'll move over to Dom, because I want you guys to have a shitty initiative, so go ahead and roll there, Dom.
Thanks a lot. Okay, let's see.
What's
I rolled a 3.
Oh, congrats.
My best initiative roll yet.
All right, so let's go through declarations. Why don't we start with you this time, Dom? What's Tuctrin going to do?
Okay, so we're there, and there's a big door in front of us, right? Am I?
Yeah,
And there's
exactly.
And there's a giant bar across it,
Mm-hmm.
and a lock.
Yep.
So I'm gonna. I assume we're trying to go in here, so I'm gonna try to throw that lock open. Or the bar.
All right. Let's see here. All right, so you're going to go rush over there and try to open it. So you're basically doing like an open doors.
Yeah, like an
operative.
open doors or bend bars, whichever one
Bend
I have
bars.
to do.
Bend bars, lift gates, or open doors. We'll get to that in a second. I'll kind of tell you
Yep.
what that is when you get there. What
Okay.
about Tarkus, Luke? What's Tarkus going to do this round?
Well, seeing the arrow slits, Tarkus is going to raise his shield and try and body block the less armored, such as Grey Ash. So if any arrows do come out, hopefully I can tank those shots rather than the mage get hit.
Awesome. Putting yourself in between. Tarkus is going to be putting himself between the arrow slits and Grey Ash. That's great, in a defensive position.
Mm-hmm.
Noble, Tarkus.
I'm a nobleman after all.
Okay, so JB, are you going to try? So there are the 2 arrow slits that are ground level, and then there are the 2 arrow slits that are further around that were firing at you originally. How are you approaching this? What would you like to do? What would JB like to do?
Well, Tuctrin said he's going to try to open the door.
Mm-hmm. You see him running over there, and you know Tuctrin. He's about to try to rip that door off its hinges, basically.
I am going to go with Tuctrin. If the door has a lock that I may be able to pick, I'm going to do that. If he can just brute force it open, I'm going to be right behind him with my bow to shoot whoever's there.
Yeah. I'll get the bar, you get the lock.
There you go.
All right. Okay, and what about Roland? Chris, what's Roland doing?
Okay, where am I on the map, bro? So
You're just through the sidle gap area, kind of like you just emerged into the courtyard, sort of south and west of the tower.
Got ya. Right.
And there's like a footpath that's been created from like many people walking in this area over and over again.
Right.
Kind of drawn into the weeds and such.
Can you see the 4 arrow slits? Yeah. I move to. How do I ping the map? Basically, I move. Yeah, there,
Just
like
click
almost
it.
there. Is that pinging for you then?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
ping.
you just click it.
There, I move there, right, and I prepare oil.
Okay. Awesome. So you go there and pull out your oil, and then finally, let's go back over to Grey Ash. David, what's Grey Ash going to do?
I am waiting to see if Tuctrin succeeds or not. I'm basically readying my staff of striking to either get inside or help with breaking the lock if that comes to it. But I'm just delaying action, and there's a bunch of people. There's like a queue of people looking at this lock and thing, and I'm seeing how it resolves.
Okay.
Like I could just explode the inside of this place, but I don't know what's in there, and I don't want to destroy stuff.
The mage just goes, I could just blow it up, guys.
All right. So the Okay, so let's get the. Most everybody has a +3 on their initiative modifier because everybody was doing
Miscellaneous actions.
mid-base kind of thing. So everybody's going to go first, but I'm going to tell you this: all of you kind of start to move into your actions, and as you see that, as that happens, 2 of these ravens come swooping down from the tower, and as they do, these little ravens grow immensely. 10-foot wingspan. Whoosh! You can even like they're like this echoing call sound as they're descending down upon you. And arrows do come flying from the slits, but that's actually you guys are going to go first. So why don't we start with let's do Tuctrin and JB there at the door. Actually, let me just kind of play this out. Roland, you're able to pull out your oil and prepare it. What are you doing exactly in your preparation? Describe that to me.
So I put my pack down. I look above me and around me very quickly, and if I see the ravens coming,
you're like look up as you're pulling it out, and you see.
Yeah, and then I put the oil ready because I'm thinking now to change my action, but I don't. I go with my initial thoughts, and I'm just going to bail it into one of the ground wind arrow slits, like go right next to it like a grenade, and like smash the oil and then fucking burn it up. But if I get attacked, then I defend myself.
Okay, so like you kind of get over there and you get your oil out and you're getting it all ready and you're getting ready. You've got your tinder and you're getting ready to like ignite this thing, and you see that there's like the arrow slit that you're standing right next to, because on a kind of at ground level, there's a few steps up there, like, and you kind of moved yourself up there. They're covered in like overgrowth and moss and all that stuff. So you start to step up on there, and you look in the arrow slit, and there's it looks like it's black as black can be. And as you're like preparing this, you're looking up, you're getting everything ready.
Yeah.
See suddenly a light, and you notice that it's like a curtain is drawn aside, like a black curtain that was shadowing it, so that way people couldn't really look in. And unfortunately, behind the curtain, you just see like basically a bow and an arrow. You're like looking right in there.
Okay, I'm gonna check it. Yeah.
What I mean, it's like the other side of that arrow slit. So, but we'll get to your attack. They don't go yet. So,
okay,
that happens then, and then, Tarkus, you're standing there in defense. It does similarly. As you're doing that, you see the other arrow slit. A bit of a light appears as something moves behind there, and you see an arrow's getting ready to come up. So you put your shield and stand in front of Greyash, ready to take the brunt of that attack. Now let's go over to Tuctrin and JB. Now, you see there is a lock, a chain, and a bar. Tuctrin, JB, I'll go with you first, Tuctrin. Or no, JB. Well, yeah, JB, you follow Tuctrin over there, so I'm going to give Tuctrin the first opportunity. Dom, what is Tuctrin doing? Exactly how is he approaching it? Describe him.
Yeah, so the way you describe the door, I think it's fair to assume I wouldn't think I could just walk up and kick this thing down and just blow the door open. I mean,
probably not.
Right. So I would think the hardest thing to deal with would probably be the bar. So is it just a heavy bar that's laid into it, where it's kind of like a bridge up, like a like in a parking garage, it just flips up, kind of a situation?
It's like a bar on. It has like a couple of metal forks that come out of like the door,
and it's just laid in there,
or out of the side of the wall there, and it just lays in there.
Okay, so it's just a big heavy board.
Yeah.
Okay, so since that's just a lifting issue, and there's a lock and a chain, what I want to do is the lock is not on the is a lock on the chain. Is that what it is, or is the lock on the door and the chain is separate? So is it 3 things to defeat, or 2 is basically what I'm asking?
Okay, so it's three things in the sense that the chain goes through the door, and then there's a lock. So even if you took the lock off, then you'd have to pull the chain out.
Right, but if you defeat the lock, you can just pull the chain out. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just get that board off of there, and hopefully JB can pick this lock, and then we can get this door open.
Okay. All right, then that sounds great. You rip the board off, throw it to the side, or you go to pick up the board, and you're like, ugh! And it's weird. Like you turn it, and the board is stuck into the wall on one side. Didn't look like it when you and it kind of turns.
Yeah.
Do me a roll for your stonework.
I'll break it.
Stonework stuff.
Okay. Stonework. Oh, got it. It is I rolled a 14, so made it by.
Is it a proficiency? Oh, okay. It is a proficiency. All right. So then you've seen these. This is a mechanism. So the door bar, you've seen these before. This is, although it looks like it's actually blocking it from the outside, it has a mechanism clearly on the inside that can raise the bar as well. And you just kind of like, here, you know what? In fact, let's go ahead and roll an open doors check, and let's see how fucked up you make this bar.
Okay, open doors.
20.
Okay.
You're gonna rip it off its fucking hinges if it's not.
Well, maybe. 6.
Yeah, you got that.
Open doors are 14.
14. I was gonna say. All right, yeah. So you do that, and like you're not thinking that there's this mechanism when you run up to it. So you just do it, and like you hear this like as you bend the metal, and like the board's now kind of like sticking off fucking hazard off the side of it, and it looks really weird, but like it kind of puts it together. Like, oh wait, whatever's happening out here can also be operated with inside.
Right.
JB, you run over to the
legit.
Are you gonna try to pick it?
Oh,
yeah, we'll try.
I hope you can pick this because I might have just fucked the door.
Oh no. I got a 50% chance. Do I have any sort of penalty?
No, it's normal.
Okay. All set. 98. That is
98.
I rolled a 98.
Oof, that's fucked. Can anybody confirm with me that if you fail at that percentage, you fuck up the lock?
Yeah, you do.
I think it's at the top 5%. If it's 95 or 96 to 100, you fuck up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so like one of your picks like breaks off in the lock, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
So me and you have basically just completely destroyed this door. We fucked it up in the wrong way.
Yeah,
that might be to our advantage. When they can't get out and we burn them to death.
Oh, terrible.
That's true.
All right, so Gray Ash, Tarkus, you're kind of Gray Ash. What are you doing?
So I was waiting see if those two successfully opened the door.
We did not.
I saw the bar got moved, and then the lock clearly got fucked. The tools get broke in it. So now I think I'm gonna have one go. I'm gonna try and hit the lock as hard as I can with the Staff of Striking.
Oh, I love that idea.
Totally Gandalf.
So
imagine that.
All right, hold on a second. What's the initiative modifier on the Staff of Striking?
4.
All right, so I'm going to say you wouldn't have made that decision until after.
I said I was standing there. I was holding the staff because I was waiting to see if they open the door, I was going to run in and attack someone, basically.
Right, but my point
didn't.
being is that you're waiting to start the action of swinging the staff until you see that failed. So your initiative modifier begins at 4 then instead of at 1. Or at 3. Right. So 3, no, it's 3 plus 3 is 6. So actually you're going to go at 10. They go at 7. So I'm going to have them go first. So you pull out you get ready to rear back, and a couple of arrows come flying out of the arrow slits, one at Tarkus and the other one point blank at Roland, who's like
yeah. Totally.
Roland gets just into the face. It's only 4 damage, but it you kind of move back quickly and it skirts off the side of your face. Fortunately, your helmet took the brunt of it, but you kind of got a little dazed just for a second as the arrow, you kind of reposition your helmet. And then the other one comes at Tarkus. And Tarkus, you just raise up your shield, bang the arrow away, no problem, easily deflecting it off. And then the 2 ravens swoop down in. They're at 7. So the 2 ravens, massive size ravens. Probably Tarkus is out there a bit. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna roll randomly. That's the only way. That's the only fair way to do it. They're birds. They're bird brains. They have no idea. All right. So Roland, you kind of stagger back a couple of steps as the arrow kind of bonks you in your face, and then one of the ravens swoops down at you. One at you, Tarkus, and they are like literally swooping down.
Yeah. Swoop attack.
Yeah. I don't think either one of those is going to hit, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, like both of you, even in the chaos of all of the battle and everything that's going on, you just kind of put your shields up above your head. The ravens come down, they swoop, you just knock them away, getting knocking away the claw marks. Now, Tarkus, you still have attacks because you haven't done anything this round. You just defended. So as the thing swoops away, you're allowed to take an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
I'll do just that.
Come on, Tarkus.
Their hide and their feathers are protective. They're hard to hit. You fought a couple of these before. They're definitely tough creatures, but
I slapped him with a 20.
Yes, nice.
Nice. First 20 of the session.
I have to remember what my bloody attack die is. Bastard's D6, isn't it? D8?
At least a D8. I think it's
Bastard is depending on
D6 plus 1.
Bastard sword, if it's used two-handed or one-handed, it's different. And the size of the creature. So one-handed is D8.
Oh, it's D8 one-handed, yeah. D10 two-handed.
Perfect.
It's like it's medium or large creatures, though. It's more than large, right?
Oh, it's large. Yeah, it's large. So
it's large.
D12.
Okay, I shall reroll
Is it,
that.
I think, D12?
D12?
I don't...
Off from memory.
Hold on. Let's get this right before we go.
Check it.
I've got the player's handbook
really
here. Let me go and have a look.
Let's see here. Sword. Broadsword.
Bastard sword, one-handed is D12.
Oh, bastard sword.
2D8.
D12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bastard sword.
Yeah.
It doesn't like that. Come on, you can do it. 3.
You rolled a 3?
Yes.
It's doubled at least, so it's 6. And then do you have any additional bonuses to your damage?
Negative, no.
God, that sucks, man.
I'm not a very strong guy.
6 is still a good hit, though, bro.
Yeah.
At our
Not
level.
as good as the... if I'd have rolled a D8, it was 7. That'd have been a nice solid 14.
Oh, that sucks.
Never mind.
That sucks. You still do put a nice gash across it. You see these black feathers go spinning, blood-soaked large black feathers go spinning to the ground, and it swoops back up, clawing in anger, looking back at you with its fierce, beady eyes, swooping up back into the air. The one on you, Roland, of course, goes up into the sky. You've got this oil and everything in hands, so you're not prepared to make an attack against it. And that takes us to Grey Ash. You've got your Staff of Striking out, and you are going to try to break that lock.
Mm-hmm. Is this a +1 weapon?
The Staff of Striking, it depends on how many charges you use on what the weapon damage is. I believe it can go up to a +3.
I think it's +3, +3, +6, or +9 on damage.
That's right.
Depending on how many charges.
So I think it's then generally a +3 weapon here. I'm getting it right now in front of me. It is a equivalent of a +3 magic weapon. And it's a d6 +3. When a hit is scored, that expends a charge. If there's 2, it's +6. If 3 charges are expended, it's +9. No more than 3 charges can be expended per strike. So you just got to hit it. It's AC 10. So you just got to not, drop your staff in the heat of battle.
Charge is enough for this? How strong a block is? Let's see. I hit a.
It's an inanimate object. You just got to hit AC 10. Yeah, so
AC 2.
Yeah, you whack into it, and as you said, it gets a saving throw basically to be destroyed.
Oh.
It explodes underneath the power of the magical staff in your hand, and the chain kind of like goes, sort of falls to the ground. It's still in the, wrapped around the door handle, so it's still kind of holding the door locked, even though it's no longer locked.
Functional.
Yeah.
Magic for the win.
Use the rest of my movement to do as much train pulling as I can, I guess. If I have anything. Otherwise, that's it.
I'm trying to think if
I'm
anybody
like,
could...
get in!
All right, let's go around to the... I'm going to say that between your collective efforts, you can get the chain off by the end of the round, but not open the door. So the chain is off by the end of the round. We're going to go around to the top of the initiative now. So let's go and re-roll. We'll start this time. Luke, go ahead and roll us a die for the group initiative.
Oh, we're fucking doomed.
I mean, usually it's Dom. Dom's usually the problem.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Don't we declare first? Or no?
No, we'll roll. We'll roll.
Roll the 2.
Well done. Shit, I saw that as well. You normally roll a 9, you do, bro.
Clarification
Yeah,
on the. It's wait. Is it declaration first and then roll?
Yeah, normally.
Okay, we'll keep the 2 though because it's a nice roll for you guys. But next time we'll just do declarations beforehand. That's fine. Go ahead and let's go through declaration phase, and we'll start with you, Luke. What do you want to? What's Tarkus up to? You can see all of the stuff has been removed from the door, from the large door.
Well, there's a crowd around the door, so I'm going to stand in defense still, wait for an attack of opportunity on these bird brains, and keep covering the wizard whilst the rest of the party can open the door.
All right. Let's go to Pete. What's JB up to?
Well, after thoroughly fucking up the door lock, am I in a position where I can hit one of the ravens?
You can't get any of the ravens unless they come down to get you. They're flying up above. You see them. They're like circling above, waiting to just kind of swoop down at you guys.
So
We do have the bow.
sort of maybe a wasted arrow to try to hit one of them from up there.
No, you could shoot an arrow at them for sure. You couldn't do melee though, like without waiting for them to come.
No, we want to fire. We want to hit things from a distance and not have to get our hands dirty if we can.
Okay, so you're going to pull out your bow and aim towards one of those that is up above. I believe that initiative modifier is +7 on that. All right.
It's going to be a cumulative +5 because of my dex bonus.
Dex, right? Okay, so that'll put you at 9.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Call that a hold. Now let's go over to Roland. Chris, what's Roland up to? You've got your oil, you've got your flint, you're all ready.
Into the room, onto as much oil into the room and onto the room as I can, and fire. Eat my fire, bitch.
Just make it to hit roll. I mean, it's not really that hard, but like just so you don't like fuck it up and spill it.
10.
Good enough.
All the 10.
Well, good enough. You're standing right there, so you're just like pushing it through. You push it through.
We're trying to get into this tower. Stop setting on fire.
That's what you're gonna do. When it comes up. So that'll be at 7 actually. I'll make a note of that when that happens. And oh no, wait a second. Would you guys roll 2, right? That would be
Yes.
5. What am I talking about? 5. All right, and then Grey Ash. David, what's Grey Ash gonna do this round?
I'm gonna try and cast sleep on the birds.
Ooh, I like it. Sleep, birdie, sleep. Is that a one casting time on that?
That is 1, yes.
Well,
It's one of the
that's
best
gotta
spells in the game, that is. Sleep.
It wouldn't be a very peaceful sleep for them if they're like 60 feet in the air.
Yeah, right.
It works.
And then Dom,
It'll be
what's
a peaceful
Tuctrin gonna
sleep,
do?
just not for very long.
So since the door's kind of blown open and somebody's going to firebomb it, I am going to back away, pull
The
the
door
axes
is not open. The door is closed. All of the stuff is off of the door, so the door
Okay.
can be opened.
Okay, well then I'll try to throw the door open then.
All right, I'm gonna be opening the door and seeing what
Opening
happens.
the door.
In theory, as I set off the trap and the portcullis lands on me and I save her to death.
I love it. All right,
All the
so
hot oil bathe that's about to bathe me.
all right. First up then is Greyash. As you're sprinkling the fine granules of sand into the air and moving your hands in arcane gestures.
So it affects 2d4 hit dice of monsters, unless the monsters have monsters with 4 plus 3 hit dice.
Go ahead and roll your 2d4.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. 3, 5, 6. 6.
So 6 hit dice worth of sleep, as long as
And-
they're below 4 hit dice.
And they don't get a save.
No save.
No save.
All right, so the two birds are like, and then they just kind of like tip over and just you just see them like almost dive bombing to the ground. Splat!
But
splat.
that's the plan.
We'll say they're about
Really?
40-ish feet up each. Go ahead and roll 46, and we'll say that's how much.
Really clever spell casting that was.
Really nice job.
4d6.
Yeah, really clever. A mage is more than just what the spell does, isn't he? It's the application
Oh
of
my
the spell.
god. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
18 damage.
Whoa! All right, that's nice.
Ah!
Those ravens have taken their last breath as they splatter, and perhaps you guys will be eating.
That was a good roll.
Raven wings for dinner tonight.
Rob, can one fall on a tree? Can one fall on a spiky tree really awkwardly and just be like hanging there with its like? So
Yeah, that's what happens. Exactly, one of them is. That was great. All right, so at 4, Tuctrin and Tarkus are simultaneous. So Tuctrin, you pull open the door, and as you do, it's like the moment the door opens, the room, it's just dark inside, and you're looking into this darkness, and
It's a curtain.
and you're like sort of standing in the door, and like as soon as the door opens, it's like
oh shit!
yeah. See here.
Maybe there was a lock on it for a reason.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so that's into +2. Okay, one of the arrows misses you, but the 3 of the other, they're crossbow bolts actually, hit you.
There's like 4 arrows.
Volley. He's been,
They're
he's been,
crossbow bolts, yeah.
he's been volleyed. Yeah, he's been volleyed. Literally, he's opened the
Yes,
door
I
and
have.
gone. They just fucking volleyed him.
Oh, I didn't roll a d20.
All right, you take 11 points of damage with 3 of these
That hurts.
crossbow bolts sitting out of you, and it's dark, and you're completely well lit, from behind, but you vaguely see that there are some shapes. Looking into the room, like you can't really see very far. The light extends ever so slightly, and I'm going to open up the map here a little bit, but the light extends in ever so slightly.
Is it dark enough that my improvision helps me out at all?
It takes a round for improvision to kick in.
Okay.
So let's see here. It takes a round for your eyes to adjust to improvision. So it's not actually particularly helpful. I'm gonna see if I can actually kind of vaguely give you an idea of what you're looking at here without revealing too much. All right, so like right inside the door opens up. Right inside the door, there's like a low wall, and that's where there's these archers. They're like lined up, like right there. They're like waiting for you. You can't really sound, but you could hear the sounds, like you hear the rustling. And then there are several figures that seem to be like milling about. You can just hear the sounds of armor, weapons. It's sort of hard to tell, but there's definitely in the gap leading into the room, there are several men like moving forward to do something.
Okay.
They're not going to do something yet, though, because Tarkus, you were at 4. You were in a defensive position, but I'm going to go ahead and let you make see if you wanted to do something because you hadn't actually declared your action. What would you like to do, Tarkus? Now that you see this, you see that Tuctrin has become a pincushion.
If you will allow me, I would like to run up to Tuctrin and lay hands on him and aid him.
You want to cast
chanting? Cast aid, yes.
What's this?
It is a casting time of 5.
Okay, so we'll start the clock on that casting time right now. Initiative 4. That would be so. Then it will go off on 9.
Yeah.
That would be. So yeah, you can hear the chanting coming from behind you, Tuctrin, as you're standing there as a pincushion. That was at 4. Wait a second, Tuctrin, you can do something. What do you want to do? You know, you could do more than just open a door and run. So like you open the door, you get pinned. You see that there's like you just barely see the vague outlines of some figures.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to be able to cast a spell, so I'm going to just roll out of the way of the door. You know, so I'm not in the line of fire for the moment.
Oh, thanks.
Dwarf is low to the ground, easier to roll.
True.
This map actually doesn't show it correctly, the map that you're seeing. There is actually another low wall on the other side of that. Let's see here. I'll draw it right now if I can. Like there's a low wall right there as well.
Okay.
And technically speaking, there was 2 crossbowmen at one wall and 2 crossbowmen at the other wall, and there's some figures sort of in the center there.
Yeah, basically I'm gonna take a defensive position, not in the line of fire, so that I can prepare a spell for next round, is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Making sure I have a free hand and a shield.
A defensive position so you can cast. There's no. This is like the kill zone that you're in. There's no defensive position to be had on this side of these walls. It is like the pincher. This is not a good spot. Like you, as a tactical.
Right. Well.
Person.
Ping. Can you ping on the map where the archers are and where I am? Like where the door, like exactly where, like, because the door is a little yellow mark, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Archers are here. I did a bad job. This line should actually be closer to that to where that V is, but it's like there, right there are the other archers, and then there's men, and then you're like, you know, like right there.
Right. So like in between that arrow slit to the right and the door, just on the outside. Like I don't know how to move the thing, so
like there,
like kind of like there, yeah. So like I'm just not in the direct line of fire without them moving. You know what I mean?
No, there's guys here, and there's guys here.
So this wall isn't as okay. I was kind of misunderstanding the height of the wall, and there's
the wall. It's a short wall, so it's like 3 feet high, and the archers are like behind it, and like.
Oh, I understand. All right, well then am I close? Am I close enough to just attack one then? I mean, I got nowhere I can go, and I can't run away. So
it would be hard to attack the guys on the other side of the wall, but like I said, there are figures like clearly like right in between that area, so you could like run up, and then you'll be able to see a little bit more.
I mean, sure.
It's up to you.
I mean, I got nowhere I can go, so
You could back out of the place.
well, that's what I was trying to do. Like,
You want to
the line of fire?
Yeah,
Get out of the line of fire. That's what I'm saying. Like, leave the line of fire.
So you're going to leave the tower.
Yeah, like I'm in the doorway. I never made it. I
okay.
never made it in the tower. I opened the door. I got shot, and I'm like, walk away from the door.
Okay, so you're going to move out of the doorway. You move out of the doorway and like onto the other side. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's just what you do. You're going to prepare for that. So
Yeah.
Roland, Chris, what's Roland doing?
What's the fire done? Anything?
Oh yeah, that's right. At this point, this is when the fire goes off. Roland, you push that in there, and you just start hearing this screaming sound. And in fact, Luke, Tarkus sees, because he's still standing in a way that he can see through into the doorway. And I guess actually so is, well, no, Grey Ash moved back to, okay, so like you can actually see a little bit into the room as a man who appears to be on fire goes running across your vision. And you can see within the room, there are several pillars, okay, and that get illuminated by this man running across the room. And there's an armored man. It's hard to see him, you're catching a quick glimpse of him, but there's like a man like standing near one of the pillars at the back, like right here, kind of as far away from you as you can tell, and he seems to be giving orders. There's another man standing next to him, sword drawn, kind of like you might say guarding him, might say. And then it looks like as the guy runs through the room on fire, you can see there's a number of these like men with spears that look like they're getting ready to they're standing there in the center picture area
to receive charge.
Yes,
Dun dun
exactly.
dun 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 dun
well.
dun 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 dun. It's action time. Dun dun.
Can I roll to have seen like any of this?
You were casting a spell and stuff. I mean, that was just a momentary blip of a guy literally running across the room on fire.
It was a wonderful vignette. Thanks, Rob.
He actually does fall to the ground and collapses in actually, you know what? I'm just gonna say he kind of collapses like right in the center. So there's like a fire now illuminating that part of the room, like in the middle, like right there.
This is a very flammable guy. What's he doing?
Well, he's flammable because he literally had oil and fire
I see.
his body. So like the oil went onto his body and just ignited him.
He was soaked.
That poor guy's
he was
got no
soaked
skin
with
left.
flaming oil. All right, so that takes us through. Okay, so that was.
Oh, I didn't have my turn, did I? I didn't have my turn. You described what happened.
No, the fire you did. You're putting the fire through.
Oh, okay.
That was this turn.
So it took
like
2 rounds. Yeah,
well, it was one getting it ready. The second one was
I agree.
Like throwing it to the guy.
Fine.
That takes us actually. Nothing else going to happen before then. So at 9, Tarkus, your aid spell goes off. On describe what happens with Tuctrin.
Yeah. So yeah, I run up to Tuctrin, lay my hands on him as I'm chanting. And Tuctrin feels a little bit healthier. He earns 1d8 hit points for the duration of the spell. They're temporary. and also gains +1 to attack rolls and saving throws.
Love aid.
Those saving throws are going to come in handy.
So I will roll your HP for you. So expect only 1.
I'm not rolling. It'll probably be more than 1.
No, it's 2. You gain 2
Yo.
additional temporary hit points.
It's more than
rounds.
1.
It is more than 1.
More than 1.
It's
Oh
double
my
as much.
Man,
They
The
will
bonus
give you
package.
For
That's what you
5
get for
rounds.
rolling a 20 on your first attack there. You screwed
Exactly.
yourself.
it's okay. It's okay.
All right, so yes, that takes us to JB.
Uh-oh.
So JB, you were
All right.
preparing your bow. Now the 2 creatures have fallen to the ground, but you still have your bow in hand. You can see into the room now. You're kind of standing there. You can see into the room now. You kind of have a clear path. I'm not gonna. I mean, honestly, because Tarkus ran over to Tuktrin, who was standing aside the door to cast his aid on him. So you're kind of like maybe 10 feet back from the open portal of the doorway, and you can see into the room because there's that fire kind of in the center. And again, there's like this, group of footmen there. A fairly sizable number of footmen that look like they're getting ready to kind of charge out.
Am I able to sort of see the dude that's in charge? You said, can I just pick him out of the crowd?
Well, you can't really see him mostly because there's so much milling about. There's so many people. I mean, if you want, you see him. You get a vague sense of him. He's wearing he's got chainmail. He does have a shield, but it seems to be strapped to his back right now. He's got a commanding presence. Looks a little bit older, maybe in his like mid 40s or something like that.
I'm always looking to take out the guy in charge first.
Yeah. The only thing is you
pick him up.
I would say you can, but it would be at a -4 penalty because you'd be trying to fire through a number of moving targets to get to him.
I mean, if I aim in his direction, I hit someone else who's moving. I'm fine with that too.
Firing to
It's
melee.
not really how it works, but
I know.
I think that's exactly
although
how
I
it
do
works.
think that would make sense, that's not the rules.
Yeah.
But you can also just roll without penalty and just shoot into the group. But your choice. What do you want to do?
I mean, before we had the guy on fire who was kind enough to light the place up for us, I was going to do that just to try to psych people out and shake their confidence, thinking I could see them. So, yeah, we're going to fire. There's a guy in charge. There's a bunch of footmen with spears. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone with a bow or a crossbow that's not behind cover?
No.
Because that'll be my first target. Is someone with a ranged attack.
No, the bowmen. Actually, you don't even see them now. Like it seems as though
So they're behind that wall completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, there are you can see that they seem to be being supported by additional warriors that are kind of like gathered behind them. There is there's a couple of additional warriors there, like nearby, like behind, like sort of hanging out behind them.
Those
Sure, I'm gonna aim
to
for one.
reload, guys. Now is the time to have a look if you want to see what's going on inside.
All right, I'm going to shoot at one of the guys who was standing up behind the wall around the archers.
Okay, take a shot.
One of them. Any one of them. And that is a 17. So the penalty, I probably wouldn't have hit the dude in charge.
Yeah, that's gonna hit
And
him. That's gonna hit this guy. That's gonna hit this guy. This guy's actually got. Actually, believe it or not, this guy is wearing plate mail armor, but you do manage to hit him. Yeah, you managed to hit him.
On his
Nice.
laces, so you get a +4 for prone.
+4 what?
On his laces, so you get +4 for prone. As he's laid down. Still.
Go ahead. What's your damage?
Okay. 6.
All right. He kind of like grunts as the arrow's like sort of sticking into him. JB, you can get your second shot, actually, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take your second shot.
Fire at this guy again. Just because, let him know the first one wasn't an accident. That is a 20.
Second 20.
And that is a 4 on damage. That'll be 8.
All right. Yeah, he's definitely staggering as you hit him a couple of times with these arrows. Kind of looks over towards the man in charge, seeming there's a lot of noise going on. They yell something back and forth. Can't really, it's in the chaos of battle. Can't really hear what he's saying. Something's going on there. Let's see here. The lieutenant or the leader guy that only really at this point, I think pretty much only JB can see. Although Grey Ash, maybe now you can kind of see. Roland perhaps too, even through the arrow slit. But you see him like make a motion, and these footmen who've got spears like move into the doorway area, into that area, and kind of like take up defensive position. For creating this like blockage, you might say, that you'd have to go through to get into the room. Let's go ahead and go back. We are around through initiative. All right, so let's do declarations first this time, and then we'll do the die roll. And this time we will start with JB. What are you going to do this round?
Well, if they're getting into a defensive position, I probably don't want to be standing right in the middle of the doorway, so I'm going to try to back up behind some cover.
Virtually no cover out in front of the tower.
Not even just off to the side?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You could move around the tower, but like there was no cover. It's just like you would go around the tower.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to try to, if I can get out of the door and sort of to the right as you're looking at the map, see if I can't fire from point blank into the arrow slit.
Nice. So you're going to move up to the arrow slit and just like go, like fire into it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Well, I like to do that with my hand to him as I see him with his bow. I go, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I've burnt this one out. And you, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
JB's thinking my character there. Totally.
Yeah, and in fact, like Roland, you can see like the black covering that was there, like the fire got on that too. So like it's all burning up over there, and you can fairly well see in on that side. In fact, let me open up a little bit more of the map here for you, so you can kind of see what you see from over there now. And this is mostly for Roland, but I'll let everybody kind of see what. Oh, come on now.
We're all seasoned adventurers. We talk as we combat.
They do a lot in Dragonlance, you know.
They do.
They don't half communicate. They're unbelievably good.
All right.
Oh,
so you're
shit.
See, Roland, you're able to see like there's a long table and benches, like kind of further back in the distance of the room. Then there's these stairs that lead up, and the stairs that lead up, they do go up to kind of a second level, and you can see that there's a couple of archers actually standing up on those stairs right now. They seem to have been occupying the two arrow slits that are up on the higher level, the ones from which you were getting the arrow fire initially. But all the way up at the top of the stairs, you can see it leads to sort of like a certain level of devastation. Like the upper levels of the tower have been kind of destroyed. So like there's no really passageway up. That being said, from where you are, you do actually see another door. It appears as though there are some... Back here, I should probably open this up even a little more than for you guys. For Roland and fairly shortly. It'll be. There you go. The circular images that you're seeing on the map those are thick pillars. And some of the various fighting men are using them as a bit of cover. But you can also see a second door. So there's 2 doors at least. The tower seems to be broken into a couple of different rooms. So declarations, let's continue. In fact, Roland, what do you want to do?
Well, as I noticed, JB is going to take up my shooting position there. He's much better with the bow than my crossbow. I duck and I go. I say, what can I say heroically? I say, "Real wolf, it is time for shock and awe." And I run over. I grab a dead raven, and I go onto me, like blocking me. I drop my shield off. I'm fucking wankers, you shield. Fuck the shield off. Still got my one-handed weapon, and I run with the fucking raven on me, blocking straight in, man, and for them stairs. I want to occupy them stairs.
I love it.
Awesome.
I'm going to occupy them stairs and fight. I'm going to be stabbed to death on the way.
Hold on. Just to clarify, you can't get to the stairs from the arrow slits. You have to go through the front.
Yeah, I do that. And I'm going to use the raven as a body shield.
Okay, well, maybe you don't actually even know this because you wouldn't be able to see it from that.
I can't see. I don't know them spearmen are there. I've got no idea.
Yeah. So you run around to the door and you're going to start running in there, and that'll be your declaration there. So let's get to the next declaration. Grey Ash, David, what's Grey Ash going to do?
These 10-foot squares on the map.
They're accurate. I think they might even be 5. Let's see here.
5 feet?
It's
Sure.
accurate.
Oh, I thought it was like the scale was funny. Okay. Well,
let's see here. 1, 2. No, those are 10s. You're right. They're 10s.
Okay, they are 10 feet.
Yeah, it is right. That isn't quite exactly right. Those are. Because I'm looking at my map here, and those are 10-foot squares. Yeah, those are 10-foot squares.
So I turn around, I see the fucking squadron inside this tower. Like, I was not expecting this place to be just. I'm preparing to cast a fiery cube. I want to get like the people in the doorway, and like at least the people in the doorway and anyone that's like close behind them. If anyone is close behind them. So, like,
I'm just disappointed it wasn't fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
I was expecting a fireball to explode in that room.
I'm only level 4. I can't do
You would just say.
Oh, so close. All right, so Dom, what's Tuctrin doing?
That's a speed of 2.
You're muted.
I am casting Rock Burst.
Okay.
What does Rock
that's a
Burst
good one.
do?
A lot of damage just for Rock Buster.
It makes stone explode.
It's nasty.
Luke, what's Tarkus gonna do?
Well, I was going to say, does Tuctrin look like he needs a lot of help right now? Is he?
I mean, no, I'm taking
it
damage,
off?
but I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm looking shot up though. You see 2 crossbow bolts sticking out of me as I'm grabbing a fucking huge raven and running towards the door. Just so you know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but he doesn't really like you.
I mean,
Totally fair. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Hey Rob, I gotta take my dog out. I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Oh,
We'll try not to die. Hey, what's the wait a second, real quick before you leave.
What's
What's the initiative modifier on that spell?
5.
Okay, I'll stop just so I can put your initiative in.
Yeah, I can still hear you. I'll have the wireless on. So.
Oh, okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah, so Tarkus, did you want to, or Luke, did you want to have Tarkus heal Roland or F Roland? Just remember that Luke, that Chris lives close to you guys. Live close to each other, so you know.
It doesn't bother me honestly.
Roland's a long time buddy, so I mean, I've kind of got to have his back. I have these aids purely for Roland, but I've used one on Tuctrin. Lucky little thing. So yeah, I'll make my way to Roland as he charges the door and to lay hands on him and cure light wounds.
All right, sounds good. Pete, roll its initiative.
All right. Roll well. I did not roll well.
Oh,
7.
7.
7. Oh,
I go on 12.
yeah. Give me your initiative. So that's a 12 for you, Luke, for Tarkus.
12 for
Um,
JB as well.
12 for
what did you roll?
a 7.
Ah.
What does that leave Roland at?
10. Because I'm not attacking, I'm just running in with the body shield and fucking running up the stairs. Even though spears probably will hit me before I get there. I'm not really intending to attack. I'm intending to try to use the Raven to just block the first few attacks. And then I'm going to draw my sword and chop.
And
It's how
David,
you rule it, Rob. You can just rule that however you want to interpret it.
yeah,
No,
we'll have
so-
fun with it.
So
you know, you and I play
wherever
together.
Roland goes, Tarkus goes. So if Roland charges in, Tarkus has to charge in.
Oh, best friend. All right, what's Greyhawk doing, David? I mean, when
It
does
was
he
on-
go?
It was +2 for the spell.
Oh, okay, so it's just on. You're on a 9 then. Actually, you're first. Go ahead, Greyhawk. Describe
Okay.
what happens here.
I point into the room. A little spark of fire shoots from my finger, and an explosion engulfs the people in the doorway. They have to save versus spell if they can get out of the way. Otherwise,
They
they
can't.
take 12 fire damage.
They all take 12 fire damage.
Yeah, if they don't save. Save versus spell for half. If they
If
can get
they
out of the way.
can move, I'll say the
Yeah.
back ranks can probably move, because they could potentially move. So let's see here.
Yeah, it specifically says like if the DM can rule if they can get out of the way or not.
It's 12 damage. All right, so in a horrific mass murder, Grey Ash, after having broken into the poor bandits' home, kills them with fire as the entire shield wall grouping, 8 men, fathers, husbands, sons, are burned to death in horrific pain. And in fact, you killed all 8 of them. They're all dead.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you murdered the entire shield wall.
As you do.
They're just trying
I
to
mean,
make
that's what they get.
Isn't that spell? Doesn't that spell last a while and you can move it around? Or am I thinking of a different?
No, this is a funny spell. This is
Yeah, you're
fiery
thinking of
cube,
Flaming
not
Sphere.
it's
Yeah,
not
that's
Flaming
the one.
Sphere.
Yeah, flaming sphere you can keep as long as you keep it. You can keep it. Like you can move it around and smash people with it and shit. That's kind of neat. It's not that great. It's not that much damage, but it's pretty cool that you can do that. All right, so like there's just this like horrifying screams and stench of like charred flesh, and it's just a horrible scene ahead of you. JB, Tarkus, and Tuckdrin are all simultaneous. So I'm going to go ahead and go first on Tarkus because I think it goes out to in. Oh, wait a second. JB, are you firing an arrow again?
Yeah.
Okay, then JB. So is it magic missile melee? Or is it?
Magic.
Yeah.
If it's shared, it's magic always first, then missile, then melee.
All right, so Tarkus, you're first. Luke Tarkus is first with his healing spell for Roland.
Yep, that's 1d8. Receive 8 HP, Roland.
Fucking, I took exactly 8 damage. So that's brilliant.
It's weird though because
Brutally
it's
low.
those are
Okay.
temporary hit points. So like if you don't lose any more hit points, you're about to fuck. Well, you might not because now there's like a clear path. So you get healed. Actually, that brings you up. Accidentally skipped you, Roland.
Cure Light Wounds isn't temporary; it's permanent. Is it?
Oh,
not?
you did cure light wounds. I'm sorry. I thought you were doing 8 again. I thought you were
No,
doing 8 again.
Cure Light Wounds.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Roland, it's your turn actually on 10, but I kind of fucked that up a little bit. Doesn't really matter. You get healed and then rush in with this bird on your back, stomping on smoldering, stinking corpses all at your feet. I don't know if you heard what happened there, Dom. but
Yeah,
it was
I did.
massacre. So you
Yeah, I
stomp
did.
in. Now I'm gonna put this whole map because you can see there's like it's well lit now because there's fire.
Burning
everywhere.
bodies are
There's
like
fire
candles.
everywhere.
Now. There's screaming. There's men everywhere. Seems like there's a total sort of level of chaos. There's a couple of
Oh, these guys are great. What a fantastic tag. Go on, kind of.
so you kind of like move in, and then as you do, like a couple, you know what? Actually, let me roll a morale check because that was a pretty fucking.
I was gonna say,
yeah, they need a morale check.
They just keep getting slapped with fire.
He's using the right spells in the right way.
They start looking nervous, but you see, like the man at the back. There's like a man here standing next to the pillar, and he says, "Don't you fucking leave! Stand and defend the tower!" And you see that these crossbowmen who spent the last round cranking up their crossbows again are like their arms are shaking. But as you rush in with the bird, you know, at your fore, covering your body, the 4 crossbowmen all fire at you. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you like a +4 bonus to your AC. I think that's
whatever you want.
I think that seems fair as you're running through. You're a maniac, dude. I love it. Roland is a maniac, dude. He's just fucking running in there.
He's full on stupid, mad.
All right, so 3 of them miss you, but 1 I did roll a nat 20. So like as you're rushing through, 1 finds its way through an opening in the between the wing and the creature's body. And double damage, 6 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
As the crossbow bolt, you know, hits you from behind. But then you go rushing around. You pass by this man in who's wearing this plate mail armor, and he's got a sword. And as you're just like running by, like completely just, you know, covered up, he takes a swing at you because he gets opportunity since he has an attack, and that's going to hit you.
I see naught.
Yeah, I rolled an 18. This guy's level 3.
I believe you. Fucking hell, on you. I'm getting wrecked.
All right, so he's got a morning. Actually, he has a morning star.
Oh.
So he acts you with a morning star. 2, 4. That's 6, 7, 8 points of damage.
Another 8. Shit.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Rolled 6 on the die. +1.
It's alright, man. Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, man. That's 9 actually. 9.
9. Fuck.
9 damage. The morning star. Wow.
YOLO.
Then you run up the stairs, and as you're running up the stairs, these 2 archers who see this fucking maniac running up the stairs, they've got their bows in hand, and they're looking down at you. And they're gonna take their shots and they go wild. Like they're just going wild. And you're like covered in bird blood. You're covered in your own blood. You got arrows sticking out of your body, arrows sticking out all over this fucking bird, like all over. You're like halfway up the stairs. You're like standing over the whole scene. There's fire fucking everywhere. It smells
Brilliant.
This is so crazy, dude. So typical D&D. All right, so the that was at 10. So I already had you go at 12, Luke, for Tarkus. So
yes.
We got Tuktrin and JB. So it's melee. It's magic, missile, melee, magic, Tuktrin.
Okay, so the main guy in plate mail is by one of those pillars you said?
Yeah.
And then there are the archers that are by the.
He actually has chainmail. There's these 2 other guys that are like up more near the front. They seem to be kind of like, well, you know a bit about military stuff, so they're like the leaders of the little sections.
Right.
And they actually have better armor on. Well, like more tougher armor. Although this guy's armor looks nicer. He's got a shield. Okay. Which actually now he's like pulled off and he's got like in hand as like things are starting to happen. And then he has a long sword, you know, in hand that he's
okay. So those squares are 10 foot apiece, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so right in between the 3 pillars on the left, right in between the second and third pillar, like right in the middle where the 4 squares touch, I want to center it right there and just explode that stone out.
Okay. How does that work exactly?
So the way it works is the stone explodes. anything within 10 foot of that point takes damage save for half. Anything from 10 to 20, if they make the save, they get a second save to try to take none. If they make the save, they fail the first save, they just take it. So it's like a save for half and then a double save for none.
So the spot that it is oriented where the main death zone is in the center, the leader is not in that space. If you want to get him, I would move it up to where the center point is on the pillar there. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's like here, he's here.
Right. So basically, the edge of the 10-foot just needs to touch where he's at, and then where the rest of it comes to the front.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you see what I mean? Like right in the left wall, that box in the middle, that'll be 10 foot up, 10 foot down. That should catch everybody.
Oh shit! Oh Lord Almighty.
Yeah, a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
Lower? Great. I don't know.
Yeah, he wants a little lower because he wants it to touch the bottom edge of
exactly
like here. So like it should touch kind of where the purple line is going up. It would touch the tip of that purple line.
Exactly, and then that should catch those two guys, that guy, and then the archers in the radius. Yeah.
Will it hit me?
No,
you're way up on the stairs. Yeah.
I don't care if it does. I was just curious.
No, you're too far away.
Yeah. Now this is probably it's a little bit more over to the right, but we got that. I got the idea.
But you get the.
I got
concept,
the idea.
Yeah.
You're not going to get everybody because there is a lieutenant. And two archers here that are like on this edge over here. They would get
the double save because they would be within 20.
No, they'd be outside of the 20. They'd be here.
That square is 10. The middle of that square, 10, 10, 10, 10. Within 10 foot of the middle point of that square is the square. Another 10 foot around is 20.
So you're saying that confusing. The 10. So it's like a 20-foot radius.
10, 20. Yeah, in the 10, it's a save for half. From 10 to 20, if you make a save, you get a second save for none. So it has a total of a 20-foot radius. Just about.
20-foot radius. A 20-foot radius will not get those guys then. Not everybody. These guys are here on this edge. They're outside of that zone. Same thing with the guys that are here behind this other wall. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they're outside of that zone. The leader,
what that red zone
guy? Yeah, they're outside of the red zone.
Yeah, where that red zone's only 10.
No, that's 20. The inner red zone is 10. The outer red zone is 20. Those are 10-foot squares.
Yeah, what you've done is what's happening is there's a
if it's a 10-foot radius, it'd be like...
So basically, Rob's telling you that the size on the map is different to what you're interpreting. Basically, the disagreement here is what is the scale.
I got you. It's fine.
These are 10-foot squares.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a 10-foot radius, right? Not a 10-foot cube. So 10-foot radius would be this, wouldn't it?
Right. That red one that he just drew. Yeah.
Oh, so it's 10-foot radius and a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
The outer cube is essentially a 20 by 20-foot cube.
Right, because it says beings within 10, beings within 20. So 10, yeah.
So that makes way more sense. Okay, so
right, you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
You were saying. All right, yeah, then you get everybody, obviously. Okay, now yeah, it's no problem. All right, so go ahead and roll the damage.
You might kill me there.
It's like momentary, like just like a blip where everything kind of goes. Like everybody looks around as everything starts to like shake, and you can hear like this like rumbling, like this cracking. It's like, and then just.
Fucking hell.
Rob, that's 19 damage.
Holy shit. And it's saved for half?
So anybody in the inside save for half. Because the other save is different. So it's save for half on the inside. And then the guys on the outside, if they make their first save, they have to make a second one to avoid the damage.
Otherwise, they still take half.
Right.
All right, well, you said it was 19?
19 damage, so save for half for everybody, and the guys on the outside squares get a second save to take none.
Oh, I see. So they get 2 saves. Jesus Christ, that's an
Yeah,
annoying.
because
annoying.
because it's shrapnel, so it's diminishing as it goes
Right.
out.
All right. So
Check your time, Bob.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, there's a lot of little dudes here.
No, it's okay. Just take your time. This is a big gem. Fucking crunch on you.
Second save. Okay, and that's not gonna be enough. That's gonna. So talents are. So. Okay. The outer edge, if they fail both saves, they still take full damage. Is that what you're saying?
If they fail both, they take full. If they make 1 save, they take half. If they make 2 saves, they take none.
Gotcha.
So full, half,
All
none.
right.
In the middle is full or half.
All right, let me get all these here. Man, this is a fucking. This is this is death.
This berry comes back and says all but 3 died.
All right,
Not the
man.
day.
There's just this explosion. Now, Roland's really the only. Roland and Tuctrin kind of see this. Greyhawk too, and I guess JB because JB's looking in there.
Marcus is kind of in the doorway because I had to move to.
Okay, so all of you see this. It's horrific. Like what is happening here is just this horrific death. As like it's like, and you just see people dropping like all over. Like like guy grabs his neck and blood squirts through his fingers like out into the air, and he just falls down to the ground. Another guy like straight through the center of his head, and the back of his head just explodes against the wall. Another guy's like
Jesus.
Takes a few steps forward, and like his guts are just like spill out onto the ground.
Oh,
It's like evil earthbending almost.
It's a bloodbath as virtually everyone
yes.
in the room dies. There's 2 archers that are here up at the top of the stairs that had backed away from where when Roland was running like a maniac up the stairs. And then the leader dude is still alive. He's hurting, but he looks like he's like, he's holding his side. But he looks fairly okay. But he kind of like looks around, and motherfucker go
What's
run.
the morale check for fucking bloodbath?
There's no roll morale check. He's running away. There's just no morale check. But that was at 12. Now JB is up.
He's gonna shoot
like
the
I
last
said, all
guy
but
there.
3 died.
Is it just this guy left?
Well, there's that guy, and then there's 2 archers on the stairs, like up on the stairs that are like that kind of like took steps back. They were firing arrows down at Roland, but they were kind of stepping backwards up the stairs. But it's a dead end because like the roof and everything is sort of collapsed up there, so there's no place for them to go. But they weren't in any of the blast radius, so they're perfectly fine.
Just checking because I sort of lost track of where everybody was in the bloodbath. All right, I'm gonna aim at if they're backing up the stairs, I'm going to aim at the guy in the front, so to speak, so that the other guy.
All right. Just to clarify, also the leader is still up.
Oh, we're killing the leader.
Yeah, he's the only other one that is alive, and he's injured.
That is a 20.
Oh shit!
Well, he's not alive anymore. Okay.
And that is a 7.
Well, you rolled a 7, so it's 14 damage. Surprisingly, he is still up. He has an arrow now sticking out of his shoulder. And
rolling a 20.
it's his turn. It's his turn. He has not acted this round, so he goes running and rushes through this door. The door there's this sort of like the tower's kind of divided into. It looks like Pac-Man basically, with the eastern quadrant being walled off with 2 doors in it. He runs the door that's on the southern edge of that pie slice. He rushes over towards it and plunges quickly through the door. And JB, you would have one more shot, but you do have one more shot. So if you want, you can take a shot at your second shot at one of the archers that's on the stairs.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, man, kill him off, because I'm going to go after him. Kill him off, man. Fucking
17. That will hit a AC of 1.
That's good enough.
Nice.
And again, 7 damage. Just
all right.
this time.
He falls off the stairs, collapses down to the ground, lands back first on that big table that's there.
With the drama of this battle, I'd like to think he gave up a Wilhelm scream.
Yes, of course. All right, so we're back around to the top of initiative here, so let's go through declarations.
Did I have a go?
Yeah, dude. He fucking ran through like a goddamn...
Oh, yeah.
Ran up the stairs.
Sorry.
You did the chicken dance in the middle of a combat, dude.
I did a Leroy Jenkins.
Is Chaos Warrior a class now?
Don't underestimate that because he took all the attacks. He took all of the attacks.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Chaos Warrior, Chaos Wizard.
Like it was so useful. Like it was so fucking weird and useful. Like I love that. All right, so
I've forgotten.
Yeah, so we're at the end of the round. We're back to the top of initiative. Let's go ahead and do declarations to see whose turn it is to declare first. That would be Roland, actually.
Right. This dude on the stairs is a wanker, man. Backwolf will take him out or somebody else. It's time to go after the main chicken. So I use tumbling and tumble.
Oh, yes.
After, off the stairs, vault down onto the table, probably landing on the dead person or next to him, and dash tumbling as fast as I can to get through that door.
You're rushing after the guy. Tumbling is automatic at 10 feet or less, which you can easily do. All right, so it's not.
So basically, I think the best thing I'm going to do is tumble into the room. Then, if I can only tumble once, I'm going to tumble into the fucking room.
You can get over to that door. You're just going full throttle after the guy, basically, but in a really cool looking way. All right, so David, what's Greyhawk going to do after murder to these poor?
I'm chasing up behind Roland. I don't trust that this guy can't get downstairs somewhere. Like if this goes down, that's not good. We don't want him to get away. So I'm just going to run in and magic missile him in the back if he's getting away. If I can do that.
I love that. Yeah, that's nice. And what about Tuctrin? What's Tuctrin?
I'm going to take out my shield, and I am going to take out my chain flail and follow the others in.
All right. What about Tarkus, Luke?
Did these archers run away already?
There's one archer left.
Shitting their pants.
Yeah, JB killed one of the two. There's another one, and he's basically shitting his pants. He's like up on the stairs, and he's like, "Please don't kill me, Birdman!" And then the Birdman is looking like he's kind of giving him this evil grin. Roland.
Birdman.
I like it. Roland the Birdman. It's like some weird thing. I don't know. It feels right.
Raven blood.
Roland Ravenblood.
Ravenblood, yes.
Roland Ravenblood. And you need the headdress.
That's your character. That's got
Roland Ravenblood.
Oh, that's such a cool nickname. All right, what about JB?
You're welcome.
Well, Tarks will just stand menacingly in the doorway and scream at the freaking archer to surrender and drop to his knees, like the punk bitch he is.
Yeah, he's going to do just that. All right, what about JB?
Well, having learned my lesson from Ready, Fire, Aim in the past, I'm going to aim at the archer from outside where I currently am. Should he be killed before my shot goes off, I'm going to go inside, which I assume will be pretty much my turn.
Yeah, sure.
Or my round.
All right, so then let's go ahead and roll. And this time, I believe it is Chris who gets to roll the initiative die.
Oh, we need that Raven blood roll here.
Yeah, man. Here we go. D10. Good luck. 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that is good.
Big money, no whammies. If anybody remembers that.
Yeah. No whammies, and stop.
Exactly.
All right, so go ahead and let's see here. Give me everybody give me, well, so everybody's running, so it's like essentially yeah.
Benny Hill moment.
Okay, so Roland was in the room. He did this whole fucking thing. So I'm gonna say he's at the front. Tucktrin's also got short legs. And
We can carry him.
Stout legs.
stout legs. They're very thick.
Cocktail weenies.
So you're following up quickly behind Roland and Tucktrin. You're running over to reach him. Roland, the guy did not close the door behind him, and you see he scurried across the room. And as he scurried across the room, the door is open here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to reveal to you what you see here.
I bet there'll be like 20 more guys in here.
Yeah,
No,
that's
there's
what I'm
a staircase
expecting.
going down under.
A bed.
Yeah, so this
He's
is.
gone to sleep.
It looks like some sort of private chamber. There's like a a comfortable bed covered with quilts, pillows, all that sort of stuff. There's a table, a couple of chairs, a chest of drawers. You're greedy. Let's see here. Yeah. Roland would notice this. You see a chest. Roland would definitely probably draw eyes to the chest almost immediately. But what you do notice though as well, like he isn't like concerned with any of that stuff. There is the chest, but he's pushing. He's pushing the chest aside. He's trying to pick up the chest, but he's pushing the chest
There's
aside.
the passage.
And
There's the
as
passage.
he's doing that, he's let's see here.
Thanks for showing us the door,
he
man.
He puts the chest down on this one particular stone slab, and you can see as you're opening the door, you hear this stone on stone grinding, and there's a secret door right here. Right here.
Yeah, I see.
Oh.
I saw the ping. Yeah, I saw the ping.
Yeah. And so there's a secret door at basically the northeastern corner of the room, which he has opened up. But that took his turn. So he stopped right there as you go rushing in. And I mean, he has sword in hand. So go ahead, and if you want to rush up and give him an attack.
All right. I'll just quick rules qualification here with the GM because different houses use different rules. We had a rule where you could strike normally, but do what was called pummeling damage,
Yeah,
where
damage.
only a quarter's real, and 3/4 is stun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We called it hitting with the flat of the sword or
Non-lethal damage. I think it's
non-lethal
half damage in 2E.
So I run in and fucking hoof him in the chest with my fucking hobnail boots, and then go with my fucking sword across his fucking side of his face,
Yeah. You're slapping him with the side of the sword instead of trying to kill him. You're trying to knock him out.
Yeah,
All right. So go on ahead and roll the hit.
D20.
He goes way late. So I rolled bad for him. So he goes way late. You can take your attack.
So that's a 14 plus 2. So it's a total of +5 to it. That's a 19 unmodified.
Yeah, that's good enough.
And my Thaco is level 4 fighter. So what's that? 17. So -2.
Oh, yeah, that's good enough. He does have a shield and chain, but yeah, you managed to dodge across that. Go ahead and whack him on the side of his head. Roll
Damage. So I also use a bastard sword, and I'm using it one-handed. So that's D8, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus strength.
D8. Plus Plus I've
And
got So
specialization.
I've got specialization for +2, strength for +3, magic for +2, total +7. D8. 4 + 7, 11.
Whack! You hit him in the side of the head. You see him kind of like stagger a little bit. His eyes kind of go crossed, and he takes a couple of steps towards you with his sword, which clanks to the ground, and he falls to his knees, and then falls down on his face, unconscious. In the other room,
second sleep spell today.
Yeah, and at that point, Tuctrin and Greyash run into the room, and you see him fall down unconscious. And you saw Roland like hit him like with the side of in the side of the head with the flat of a sword to knock him out.
Nice work.
The archer in the other room goes down
to
his knees, and he goes down to his knees, and puts his hands up. And he drops his bow. Sarkis, you had said that. Yeah, I was going to ask JB used to shoot him.
Don't rush him. This is a big decision. Don't rush him. Seriously. Yeah. What's going through your mind, JP? What's going through your character's mind? I want an internal monologue.
Turn around and try to attack us if we turn our backs.
Go ahead. Roll to hit.
Okay. 20. Why couldn't I do this when I was aiming at the leader the first time?
Fucking hell, 3 20s. Fucking
hell. I just wanted to say
good job, guys.
I want to get right through the wrist or something so he cannot use a weapon at all.
Okay, we'll go ahead and roll your damage.
Watch, this will be like an 8. He's dead. 7. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. So he puts his hand up because you're doing this. He puts his hand right up in front of his face, and yes, you do hit him in the wrist, which pins his wrist to his as the arrow hits him through there, and he just falls back on the stairs.
That is such a stupid
his knees. He's laying on the stairs like this. His arm pinned to his face. And we are officially out of combat here. The leader in the main room is hold on one second. I kind of want to continue just for a short bit here because I don't want to we can finish up the tower, but I desperately need to take a bio break. So why don't we just take 5 minutes and we'll come right back. We'll do a quick bio break and we'll come right back and we'll finish up this area. Sound good?
Okay.
We go a little past 9. I know I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. Yeah. 5 minutes. We'll say on the hour. Let's say on the hour.
Okay.
I don't need a buyout, so I'm just chilling.
I've got wireless headset, so I just go when I need to. I definitely did not just mark down a -1 tolerance of JB because I saw him murdering an armored man.
I tried to just disable him.
What went through your mind though, JB, man? That if there was an inner monologue in that character's mind then?
I mean, I was just thinking about what was going through his mind, my arrow.
So he's psychopathic. He really is just...
No. Actually, what I was thinking was we have been backstabbed, betrayed, and caught by surprise before. I'm going to disable this person so that he doesn't even have a chance of hitting us from behind. I didn't know he was putting up his arm. I was using smart strategy to keep him from attacking us. I didn't realize I was going to roll that well and put an arrow through his arm and his brain.
Yeah, so you ruled. You judged him then. You judged him. Yeah, you thought, fuck that, having him attack. He's already attacked us once for no reason. He's the foul, and you've killed him.
At this point, I mean, we've been through the ringer, if you will. So I'm protecting my tribe at all costs. I will burn down your house to save a dog.
Yeah, I got you.
I will definitely burn down a bunch of bad guys' houses to save the war for some reason.
So you've got Kaiser Soze-esque blood.
Nice. What good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze.
Such a good movie.
I mean, I do hide in shadows, and like that.
I'm just glad you're
gone.
on my side. I'm just glad you're on my side, mate.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, I'm on my side.
Pretty much, man. The players wrecked that then. Fucking spell. Spell blew off the
That
lock.
was
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, I mean, a couple people got hit for 8 and 6. I got hit for 11. I mean, there was a decent amount of damage spread around on the group.
Mm.
I mean, I'm
The
just judging by the fact that I
spells.
managed to not get hit at all, was that a first?
Yeah, that was a first for you. I always get hit once or twice. I mean, it just my AC
Yeah.
is not that great, so
Also, but I mean, you're the tank. I'm the other glass cannon.
well, I don't know that I'm actually the tank. I'm multi-classed, so but I will tank.
4'8" tall and 4'5" wide. You're the tank.
I officially vote to be the tank. That's
I mean,
how
I
I've got
don't,
nothing
I don't,
else
I
to
don't
do.
mind it. I need to get a better AC though, for sure.
I think me and
The reason I've been able
touching.
to survive so much is because I've had a lot of treasure, which gave me levels, which gave me points.
Plus, then you've got the fire going on. That fucked everybody
Oh, yeah.
with the cube. And the sleep spell with the ravens. And then the fucking earth blaster spell. That was like fucking earth. That was like, what was it called? Avatar stuff, that was. That was like Vietnam. Last of the Avatar earthbenders.
That was very well played. That was very well played. That was a super fun battle. I really enjoyed running
I tried to
that.
aim at somebody, they died or landed before I could do anything, so I had to shoot somebody.
That's one of the more complicated battles to run too. I thought it went very well. That was interesting. That was
I thought
fun.
so, too.
I was surprised there were so many people squeezed in that tiny little room.
And the aid, and the spells, and stuff.
I mean,
The-
they were all very.
Well, it looks small on this picture, but I mean, if you think about it, like it's
It's a good size.
It's like
30,
65
40,
feet
50.
wide inside.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty big room.
They were only sleeping 2 or 3 to a bed if they really wanted to.
Could have done worse. We could have knocked on the door with Hessian sacks and said, "Pizza, pizza, pizza, pizza."
It's fresh. Is it any good? It's hot and it's fresh.
Delivery from Noel. We didn't know that. Did
Still
we?
remember that one pizza delivery with in Cyberpunk. That's hilarious.
So this leader's
Pizza
dead.
delivery.
Yeah. So okay.
All right.
So
So
Back to
yeah.
the plan.
So I'm going to let me just give a sort of a brief overview description of like everything, and then you can decide how you want to interact with it. Okay. You've got this main room, and now like there are several sconces with torches around the room, so you can light things up as the fires die down in the room, so you can get some light there. There are a couple of these tables, like I mentioned, that looks like these brigands have probably like used for just hanging out, like eating, all that kind of stuff. Around the main room there are also like old blankets, and there's brown cloaks like all around the room that seem to be like these kind of guys. They're sleeping things, and also the things that they go out in, to sort of be semi-camouflaged out in the environment, these brown cloaks. On the tables there's like bottles of cheap wine, knucklebone, and mugs, pretty much nothing else. Hanging in the rafters though, there's like various smoked meats and sausages, bags of onions, herbs, all that kind of stuff, like hanging from the rafters of the room.
Although definitely smoked meat now.
Provisions, could certainly outfit this bandit crew for like a week or more. There's there are also under the stairway that goes up, there are 5 barrels. And there are, and you'll eventually note this, I'm going to get into the more detailed stuff of the search, but these are so obvious. There are these 5 large barrels. There's 2 water barrels, 2 beer barrels, and
Nom,
a
nom, nom.
Oh.
40-gallon barrel.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Oh
have some
God.
beer.
Get off! It's my barrel. It's my barrel.
Roland
I
is
say.
going to be sleeping here.
It's gross, cheap beer, but yeah.
Do you remember I wanted a really big barrel for Christmas?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
Roland
and,
Ravensblood, share a pint with me.
Yes.
Crack it open.
And there's also like a fairly nice like big stack of like blankets like that seem to be unused. And you actually vaguely recall that these were taken, like you recall them being like taken off of that shipment that you guys saw dropped off at the temple.
Oh yeah.
There was one section of stuff that went up to the tower itself. That was like these blankets.
Okay.
The in the northern room, so there's two rooms. There's two side by side rooms. There's like the leader's room, which we'll get to in a second. But there's this other room as well that has just 5 beds in it, like 5 actual beds. It looks definitely to be sort of nicer. There's like a table with several stools around it. There's a chest of drawers with a lantern on top of it. And you do notice that there is an iron-bound, padlocked oak chest. And then in the leader's private chambers, again, like I said, it's like looks like there's a comfortable bed, like certainly like a really nice actual bed, probably pilfered from some poor merchant somewhere. On the table, there's a few pewter dishes. There's a bottle of some sort of liquor. You can check that out if you want to. There's a little bowl of apples, and there's a fold down top desk. There is a chest of drawers, the iron chest, as I previously mentioned, that's now sitting on one of the flagstones. And let's see here. So the flagstone opened up a shaft, a thing which had which you can see now because you're closer to it. You can see that there was a bronze handle of sorts there that he turned and pulled open to reveal the secret door. You look and the secret door is into the wall, but then there was a shaft that leads down. It's a 3-foot square shaft with bronze rungs leading down into darkness.
Okay.
It's ladder time.
It is ladder time for sure. We're definitely searching this whole thing.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, tell me how you'd like to start here.
For me personally, I'm just obviously checking the stonework, looking for new versus old stone with my proficiency, looking for sliding walls, pit traps, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden compartments, all that kind of mess.
You guys want to spend a little bit looking for secret doors and doing all that kind of stuff? Well, okay, that's what you're doing, Tucktrin. So let's go to the next person. Why don't we what's Greyhawk doing?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think they're just like a little out of it. There's like, I wasn't expecting this many people to be in here, and now I'm like just experiencing the aftermath of this just massacre. I think I'm just gonna sit down on the bed and just be like,
brilliant roleplay. That is. Somebody who doesn't fight.
It's a quiet time to deal with the fact that he's dealing with a bunch of sociopaths.
mm-hmm.
What about Tarkus? Luke, what's he up to?
It was just having a bottle of water.
What?
I'll take a moment to say a prayer for the dead and proceed to wipe all the non-blood off my sword and shoot it. I didn't get to attack anything.
I mean, you healed, you did
Raven.
stuff. I mean, you also
Yeah.
you defended Greyhawk. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you did. It's just, yeah.
You buffed. You're a buffer.
What do you want to do though? You do that, but what else do you want to do? You say this prayer, and it is horrifying. I mean, there's like literally a pile of 8 burned bodies. They're, a horror of ripped apart bodies from the exploding stone.
I'll go and
obviously, these
look around and investigate a little bit.
What's that?
After saying my prayer, I'll go and do a little bit of investigating, look around, see what's about, see if there's anything of interest. I suppose I hear that the lieutenant's KO'd, so I suppose I'll go and position myself near him and wait for him to wake up.
Yeah, you can wake him up. So I mean, he can be awoken. We'll see. We'll get to that though in a second.
I'll wait for everybody to stop rummaging before I awaken this guy.
All right. What about JB? Pete, what's he up to?
There's an iron chest that has his name on it.
There are 2 iron chests. Well, okay. There's the one in the one room where where they've captured the guy. Well, that's sitting on that one is currently sitting on a secret, a flagstone to depress this panel that reveals the secret door. The other is was in the room with the 5 beds, and that is a padlocked, iron-bound oak chest.
I'll check that one out. Open it up and see what's in there.
Okay, so you're gonna open that up. What's Roland doing? Chris?
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roland, having my little bit of a role-playing second here vignette, says, just remembers. Yes, I remember when we sieged and then finally took the terrorist Kabazan. I was with the unit. I suggest each to his own nature in the pack. And I just get like a hook like that's hanging to meat. And I say, I will move the dead into the cleaning position. Like as if you've done it before. Like as if you've been on a military campaign with me. You can't separate his mind. He goes into like this routine. I will hook the dead into the killing zone. I suggest Backwolf there looks round for any extra traps or things like that. Meanwhile, Tuptrin's already looking, isn't he, at the stonework? I just nod because he's already doing what he's supposed to be doing. I look at Greyash, who's looking sad, and I say, Pop, why don't you go outside, get a breath of fresh air? Your casting was most impressive. It enabled us fast entry. You dealt with many of the people. You have saved the pack in a way. Get a breather outside, maybe. Look around for us. And then I don't say anything to my other mate because he knows what's going on.
Yeah, you go into right.
So what I'm suggesting overall is small vignette. I'm hooking people into searching the dead, putting stuff into a pile in a Hessian sack. So I like to add Hessian sack every game, and I'm trusting JB to go through the traps to look for anything like that, to look for holes, get chests out, examine them in a safe area away from the party. Right? I don't want you examining something and it goes off and kills me. I say, pack's more important. And we all watch each other in a circle, so there'll be no betraying. So the pack doesn't feed until we're all satisfied. And I will watch you, Tuktrin, and Tuktrin, you will watch JB, and JB, you will watch so-and-so. And we all have to watch each other and do it. And that's how the half-orc mind works. And that's what I start doing. That the players can do what they want. So that's just my little vignette.
I'll take the advice. I'll get up.
That's cool, Roland, but I'm going to the
walk out to outside the doorway and just take in the much better view in this direction.
Actually, Greyash, you're going outside?
Yeah, just not too far out, just
I
enough to
don't
see.
remember exactly how long we've been fighting, but I'm going to ask you to keep an eye out for those 2 losers walking around the top of the wall. to let us know if they're coming back? So maybe we can be inside and not draw attention to ourselves.
Okay. Did this inside door go to the outside of the tower?
Mm-mm.
Or did it go... No,
Mm-mm.
okay. It's not like
No,
a view
but
to
as
outside.
non-attentive as they were, we don't want them to see anything that might look out of place.
Okay. I guess I'll stand like here with my... So like I could... When they walk around... Oh, hang on, the thingy. So I'm
I
like
would
standing
think
like...
if you're specifically looking for them, you'd see them before they see you. 'Cause
They're on the
not
outside the wall, right? They're on the outside.
I thought they were sort of on top of it.
No, they were
No.
walking on the ground outside of the wall.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll just be like here. So I'll hear when they like walk around basically. And I'll know if they
Where now?
if
Where
they
are you going?
It's like here.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. Okay.
So I can hear when if they're talking, I'll hear them walk by, and if they go through the gap, I'll be like to the left hand side of them.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So then let's go ahead and JB do an open locks. Start.
Also, while we're doing this, I've poured everybody a beer or a wine, obviously. So Tuckton's going like with his pints because he wanted to share a pint with me, didn't I? So I willingly share a pint with my friend. Tuckton and take a pint.
Okay.
Search the dead,
I
yeah.
More than
refuse.
enough to go around.
Parkus refuses to touch the cheap wine that is here.
It's cheap. It's cheap wine. It's cheap beer, but it does the job and it's not poisoned. So,
All right. I rolled a 49, so I just made it.
all right.
Listen, better than a 98.
Yeah, that's true.
Although it worked out for us, so I guess I shouldn't complain.
All right, so you within are a first of all, okay, so you see that there is a like a small stoppered iron tube. There is a sack obviously filled with coins. There is a jeweled dagger, and all of that is resting on top of several bolts of silk.
Wow. All right.
In
Well,
the
Bolts
chest.
of silk. Wow.
We could make the mage a nice new cloak.
It is.
That's
It's
all a
nice.
nice
It's
new
nice
cloak.
silk.
Okay.
Oh.
Super,
Can I
Super
identify the
JB
small
Pac-Man.
iron tube?
I'm sorry. Say that again, Pete.
Am I able to identify the small iron tube at all? Like, does it look familiar? Does it look like there might be a liquid inside of it?
There's liquid inside of it. You pick it up and you can hear something liquid sloshing around inside.
All right. I'm not going to try anything liquidy. I'm going to let one of the mages check this out and see if it's magical. Before I go into the room and share my goods with everyone else, I'm going to do a quick appraisal on the dagger. You said it was a jeweled dagger?
Yeah. What's your appraisal check?
Appraisal. I have appraisal. What am I rolling that against? Is that a...
No, I'm gonna actually
Never mind.
roll these. I'm gonna roll these now, just in case you get it wrong. I want to keep that from you. But you look at it, and it's a nice dagger. It's covered in jewels. It's worth. You'd guess it would. I mean, not in Null, but if you went to like a real city or something like that, maybe even in Hommlet, if you found the right merchant, you could probably sell it for 250 gold pieces.
nice.
Right. That's mine.
And you know what? I'll say also in that appraisal, you would estimate that the bolts of silk, you could probably sell all 4 of them. They'd probably be worth about 100 gold pieces, maybe more to the right buyer. So about 25 each.
Don't forget, JB, we're all watching one another in a circle, like
I'm
the
gonna do
KGB. Don't forget. Tuckton's watching you.
JB isn't kind of he's not really a kumbaya circle type, but yeah.
KGB.
So Roland, when you collected all the money, and gather it all. Here, let me give you all the money. And I don't know if you have a group fund here, but I'll just tell you what you found. So it was 72 copper pieces, 58 silver pieces, 17 electrum pieces, 44 gold pieces, and 41 platinum pieces.
Ooh, nice.
And JB will ultimately find that bag with the coins in it has 300 electrum pieces in it.
Lovely. That's 150 gold. Okay, so get this sergeant's helmet and put all the money in it.
All right.
On the table. Are you going to put that dagger in the fucking collection pot, JB, or not?
No.
You're going to steal it?
I have a dagger specialty. This is my new weapon.
Yeah, I don't say that we wouldn't just say, yeah, take it, but just to take it without even saying to the pack, I found it. If I find out later, my character will fucking rock. I'm just warning you. I don't mind if you do it. I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying Roland will go, why haven't you? Where's that come from, motherfucker? Like, and we'll roast you.
It fell off the back of a carriage.
So you will lie. You will lie. Okay, just checking.
All right. So
I am going to actually... I'm not going to put the iron tube into the helmet. I'm going to physically hand it to Greyhawk and ask him if he knows what it is.
Okay.
And if not, I mean, he can hold on to it because I don't trust liquids and strange iron.
I'll just any armor, anything that's useful left, like basic equipment or anything. Hessian
all kinds of basic equipment.
Yeah.
Obviously, the only other thing. So, I mean, there's other things to look around in, like, and I just haven't defined that you've done that, but there's a roll top desk that's closed that you could check out. And this is in the leader's room. There's a chest of drawers, and there is the iron chest that's sitting on top of the depressing that he put on top of that one flagstone.
Well, okay, then I'll stand at the doorway and ask JB if he's going to crack that.
Crack it.
I stand by the doorway and watch him.
36.
You're gonna lock it?
I'm gonna unlock it.
All right. It's actually not locked.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, hold on. If it's not locked, I've played way too many role-playing video games. I'm gonna open it away from myself.
Okay.
Just in case it's trapped.
All right. Roll me. Let's see. Roll me a d20.
Roll you a d20.
Mm-hmm.
17. I don't know if that's gonna be good or bad.
All right. Yeah. So that's good. You open up the chest, and as you do, this needle fires out of the opening mechanism, and like you just pull your hand away the last second, and you look and you see like the needle, it didn't enter your skin; it just like grazed it, and you can see this like little as this liquid spat out of it, and like sizzles and like, dissipates quickly away in this acrid smell.
Which is acid, huh?
Yeah, you wish. That was but you open it up and you can see it's filled with coins, and you will see that it is inside. There are 384 copper pieces. You'll eventually count this up. I'm just going to tell you what it is.
Just scoop it for now.
Yeah, 384 copper pieces, 556 silver pieces.
Wow.
106 electrum, 277 gold pieces, and 91 platinum pieces.
That's a lot.
All right,
that's 450 gold nearly. I've got more than 400. It's like 455 gold or something like that. Wow.
Yeah, 5-1. Yeah, you're right.
5. All right. So I guess in between the 2 weeks, we'll split this 6 ways and figure out who was entitled to what.
Yeah, that's fine. So you basically searched everything out now at this point. You kind of looked around everywhere. No, there's the roll top desk and the chest of drawers.
I'll have a look at the roll top desk then, as I've got nothing else to do and I've just been watching JB, so I'll wander over to that and have a look.
Did I turn up anything?
Trust your own
Well, that's what I
teammate?
was gonna say. I want to give. Let me give Luke and Dom
Yeah.
an opportunity to interact with the scene as well, just because they've kind of did something early on and then haven't done anything since. So
I'll grab some liquor and sit back then off the laptop, off the desk, and that's it. And I move away and sit down.
all right,
Drink.
so let me go over to you first, Dom. What's Tuckturn doing? After
I'm
you
just
kind of-
I'm checking the stonework. I'm just looking for hidden stuff or oddities or things like that. I mean, if there's none, that it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
know
looking.
what? Actually, you do notice one thing. Okay, so you look at the stonework and you don't find anything else around, but just kind of taking a look at the mechanism that opened up the trapdoor, or the sort of panel, and that has the trapdoor, the stairs going down, or the ladder, bronze rings going down, and like you just kind of look at it, and it's clear that this has been used regularly. It's a fairly well designed contraption, and it seems to be of original make from the temple.
Okay.
Like it's not an addition. This has been here for a while. And it does look like it's fairly well used.
Okay.
But other than that, you don't find anything else, like anything of any, anything that's like hidden or odd. This is a human thing. This is.
I gotcha. Yeah. This is.
It doesn't have anything like, it's as shitty as you could possibly imagine. I mean,
Yeah, sounds good.
what do you want to do after you've done that, though? You're kind of in the room there. The guy, I mean, nobody said he's tied up yet, so he's not tied up. He's just kind of like, he starts groaning a little bit.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was my department with the dead or near dead. I've tied
Yeah,
him up by his feet then and hung him up by his feet.
Well, I'll go over there. All right, I finished doing that. The guy starts to stir a little bit. I look over. He's not tied up. I walk over there with Roland and I'll help Roland secure the guy and wait for him to wake up so we can talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Luke, what's Tarkus doing after you've done the prayers and kind of done a little bit of other stuff?
Well, I was going to go over to the watch captain and slap his ass awake. I think it's time we have a chat with this guy, boys.
I throw some wine on the man's face to wake him up and step back.
Groggily
Wine that I
comes up
refuse to
the-
drink.
It comes, and he just looks at you all and he says, "Fuck," and he just sort of shakes his head. And I think we're going to stop right there. I think it's a perfect place for us to stop. I want to give you guys XP. Excellent battle. That was very fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed running it. So let's see here. Let me get calculate all this XP here together. This would be, let's see, 40. Gosh, man, I'm gonna give you just a flat. Well, here, let me add all this up first, and then I'll tell you what I'm gonna do here.
You could type XP later if you want to calculate.
I just want to give it. I won't. I'll forget about it, and then it'll be too late. And then I'll just tell you this year.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm getting XP since playing.
Did I not give XP the very first time? Oh, did I gave it? I gave it at the beginning of last session, and Chris wasn't there. Do I remember? Do you guys remember how much I gave you guys last session?
I've got the XP for the very first session. It was 1,300. Did you take part in another session after that one, Chris?
I did Nulb.
Null.
I've done
Was that-
1, 2, 3,
Was
definitely
that
3. We did the end of the Mount
505
House.
or- Yeah.
We did the.
So last
Oh, was that
session,
1,300 you got? Because I think we did gold on that and you traded a load in. So it would have been either 505 or 166.
yeah, it
I'm
was
not sure which one of those was
505.
present.
Yeah, the last one was 505 with 100 on top of it that he gave everybody.
Okay.
For the last session, plus if you did any spells or proficiencies or whatever.
Okay, not to worry, because he wants to get his XP out and get off.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
pick
almost
it up
done. I
later.
almost got it all
Yeah.
together here. I'm just gonna add it up really quick. Of course, this doesn't include if you get gold XP. You can figure that out. If you want to Pete, you mentioned doing the splitting it all up between the next 2 weeks.
I
You
did
guys
imagine
do an
both
extra.
in the chat.
Yeah. So that'd be fine. And but let me give you this XP here. I'll just add this up. I've got all of the. Sorry, everything is going a little slow over here. I think I got just too much open on my end here, but I can actually get out of Google now.
I really enjoyed that.
That was fun, man. I love that too.
Yeah, it was.
You guys want to play
There's a lot
next
more than I
week?
was
Are you
expecting.
available to play next week? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Well,
Should be.
Good.
All right. Awesome. That would be fun. That would be really fun if we could continue on like right away.
Players rocked there. They really rocked.
Really good. That was excellent, like combination of everybody coming together. Where the fuck is my calculator? Come on, man.
Well, it's always a good combat when you have somebody running with a giant bird carcass to a
True enough.
room full of enemies. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that. Yeah.
can never go wrong with Roland Ravensblood.
Roland Ravensblood. That is such a great name, dude. And it was totally organic. I love that. Like it wasn't something made up. It happened in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even think of a time. Yes, exactly.
I wonder where that fucking corridor leads, man.
All right, so combat XP is 460 each. So it's 460
Like hit
each.
die or just combat?
That's just combat, and I'm gonna give you another 250 for just defeating this tower.
It seems the poet's typing in the XP in the chart as well. User.
So that'd be 710 each.
Sorry, that was probably me that you could hear typing.
710 XP.
And then let me give you guys this. See, hit dice is 3, 6.
Oh yeah, I'm a fighter. I get hit dice, do stuff. Fuck, and there was loads of them.
do?
There was loads of them as well. They got burned up and shit. Fucking great.
Calculator.
And I'm pure class. And human.
41 hit dice.
Fuck yes.
That is killer, man. This is when the fighters come to feast.
And
all right, guys.
Roland,
Well,
this is why JB gets to take his pick of the treasure, because that's where I get my XP.
Well, JB needs to be higher level than everybody else. I mean, it just has to be. That's the only way he's going to survive.
But hang on a minute. The way it works, I always thought, with thieved XPs, not when you thief from the party. So, for instance, we've stolen 53 gold. So that would instantly be 106 XP. You've stolen 20. Yeah,
you're right. It's it's actually the way it does. The way it's supposed to. Well, so it's if we do it as treasure obtained, and I looked this up. If we do it as treasure obtained, if you steal something, like let's say, okay, the dagger's worth 250. There's 5 of you. If you steal something, you don't get 200. You don't get XP for 250 gold pieces worth. You get XP for 50 gold pieces worth because you only earned 1/5 of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rule. Like I asked forums, I looked it up. That's the way the rule works. So you still need to take your 1/5, or you still need to take a 1/5 share, and that's what you get XP from. And it's not a 1/6 share.
Yep.
Because even though you have the 6 share for a party fund, the XP is calculated as 1/5 of the total treasure obtained while adventuring. Very confusing, but it's not my problem. It's yours. No. So you can figure it out.
Yeah. So in my world, he would just get the XP anyway, whether he stole it or not. That's what I'm saying. But only 1/5.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter.
That's
anyway.
exactly it. Yeah, it's the same for me. You don't get bonus XP for stealing from your party members. You know,
but I'm playing the role.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Yeah. No, that's
role playing. If you're role playing your alignment, that's entirely different and absolutely understandable.
Yeah. So
in fact, that's extra XP
there. Yeah, that's a lot of extra XP. And if you don't level yet. I mean, you're in the middle of something right here. I want to at least get past the guy, but you can. Well, I don't know. I kind of do like a level as we go. You can just level if you level. I don't know if anybody did or not.
I actually did.
Okay, so anything else that we missed?
Well, I half leveled, I guess.
I need 2k XP to level.
Yeah, half level. It's a great game, guys. Thanks everybody for showing up. And if everybody's cool with it, we'll do 6 to 9 next week again. And so just let me know if that doesn't work. I know I mentioned this, and I know sometimes Pete and especially I know sometimes Dom, you end up getting stuck in a at a surgery or something. So we're not going to start without you. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm going to look at it. So I love to start earlier. It's easier for me to be mentally focused because don't get tired. So I'm not staying up as late, so I'm not as tired. But I'm not going to nobody's going to miss any of the session for that reason. So hopefully we'll start next week at 6, and that'll be great. But guys, thanks. That was fun. And I hope you enjoyed your.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should say, if you watch this episode and you're out there, you should like and subscribe, right?
Definitely like.
All right, guys, we'll see you offline, and it was great playing with y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great weekend, everybody.